What is up, everybody? Hello. It is 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And it's time for the Professionals. That's right. It's on my channel again because last week you might have noticed a couple of the bros, Art Thibert and Graham Nolan, couldn't make it. So we just did a chill stream, and we definitely want to do the Walter Simonson Art Appreciation stream. So we're doing that tonight. Everybody's thinking there's going to be crossovers with the books that we picked and stuff. I guess time will tell. Time will tell. The Professionals is a rotating show, rotates between our YouTube channels. And as you can see, this week is mine again. Let's say hi to people in the chat. Henry Jeremek, hello. Chris Giuliano, Randy Howell, Grifter, H is for Heritage, JP Roca, L.E. Frog Capo, Fearsome Bullet, Joe Bernardo, Marcus Pellegrew, Wolverine. So many great people. Hank Abbott. Look at Graham Nolan's there, and he's in the back room. Look at that. So many people. All right. Let's see. I'm just scrolling faster. Fox Mulder. Hello. Duck Bacon. What is up? Nate D. Ronan, Miss Stipling, sorry. Oh, Aaron's in the chat. Zaid Comics, Billy Tucci's in the chat, Kellraiser. All right. We're going to bring in some of our pals. I'm going to have to probably retire this after tonight. And if you follow this person on Instagram, you'll know why.
Got bigger, pretty face and a real nice figure. Shoot your shot.
Do you see how big that black one was?
We all did, Aaron.
And do you really want to retire something as classic as that?
Well, you know the problem after her stellar performance at the big shindig in New York that Biden, Obama, and Clinton had, she took to Instagram and said she's quitting singing because she can't take any more of the abuse thrown her way because of her size and all this stuff.
That's you. You've done it to her. I never said anything about her. You made a meme about her.
I said something about her. I could play that video again, and at the end, it's not me saying, "Did you see how big that black one was?" I'm just saying.
That's what editing will do. That's what editing can do. You can't trust anything you see on the internet.
You can't fake news. Fake news. It's fake news.
China, fake news.
China, fake news. You know who's not fake news? This guy, this teen sensation's not fake news.
He's all real all the time.
He's all real all the time.
Keeping it real.
Yeah, me freaking laughing, man. As soon as when you showed that Aaron's intro, oh my god!
I'm a quote clip waiting to happen.
And you did say right, Aaron. As soon as you said it, you're like, "Uh-oh."
Yep. The second it came out of my mouth, I was like, "Oh boy," because I think Malin was on that stream, and he went, "Hey, whoa, wait a minute!" I was like, "Oh boy."
That's right. You offended Malin. That takes a lot. It takes a lot. All right. You know, it doesn't take a lot to offend this guy. Actually, nothing offends this guy. And you know why? When you've been on the planet as long as our next bro has, I mean, you just can't get offended anymore.
Heard it all. Yeah.
He's heard it all. Isn't that right, big guy?
Been there, done that. Hey, what's up, bros? Let's spill some ink.
Let's
do it.
As long as it's not white out, we're fine.
I've done that too many times in ruined artwork. Art, don't suggest that I actually spill ink.
Isn't the inker tip to tape the bottle down on the board?
I think that I never heard that, but that is so
I don't
smart. I'm going to do that.
I don't put the ink on the actual art.
That's what I quit doing. I moved it to a tray on a little cart, so if I spill it, I'm not.
Scott Williams has the bottle in his hand, and he puts it on his lap, and he inks like that.
No, he doesn't.
Gosh, that's like asking for a disaster.
Well, now he uses I mean, Scott pretty much uses microns now too, though, doesn't he?
I have no idea. I'm not of the inker loop, but I learned just to tape it down, and I tape it down so good that even if you bump it, it stays put.
The bottle or the page?
The bottle. I taped the bottle down.
Oh, you know, our next guest, our next professional has actually, I actually heard he's not great when it comes to electronics and stuff. And somehow he managed to spill ink in the iPad program Procreate. I don't know how that happens. How's that happen, Graham?
You know what I learned from Joe Cooper is you take the box that the ink comes in, right? You put it on your desk and you cut the angle on it, so that it lays flush straight up. Then you take the part you cut off, you put it in the center. So now that is horizontal and flat. You tape it down, and then you put your ink bottle right in there, and it's held right in this little thing.
So it's a little cradle that holds
Yep.
the ink bottle. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you still bump that thing, that bottle will go flying. So
Yeah.
Well, how hard are you moving around on that?
Oh,
I mean,
dude.
I don't ink like this.
Oh, shit. Well, I do.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've all
Mark's
seen how big Joe's desk was.
it's
Joe's
opera.
desk was huge. So
That's true.
You know
Joe's
what?
desk
Comics-
had two different zip codes.
Yeah, comics is a
he had
battle
to
for me.
he had to fully extend his arm just to dip in that bottle, so
Yeah.
it wasn't close enough.
If you're not
Unlike our
inking with
next
your
guy.
if you're not inking with your entire body, then you're doing something wrong.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, not all of us roll around in it, Art, for special effects. Our next guy does, though. He'll use anything to ink, even the tip of his. Finish that sentence.
The tip of a quill, and
that's-
I
Okay.
I do it completely different than you guys do. I put all of my ink in these little guys here, and it allows me to mix ink, and then I just
You squirted on the nib?
yeah, I just put a little.
Oh my god!
I put a little dab, and
Yes.
this thing is in my hand. And when I
Well,
want
that's
more
got to
ink,
take forever.
Yeah.
oh, not at all, not at all.
Yes,
Because
yes,
I put
Crazy,
exactly how
man.
much I need, and this thing doesn't spill, and I can take it with me anywhere.
Well, Dan, if you get that pen that I shared in our chat, you
Yeah.
wouldn't have to take ink with you, and you could see how flexible it is, and then tell me if I should.
Now, can you
Yeah.
put India ink in that pen?
The one that I put on the thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. You would want to get the type of India ink that says it's for like
Fountain pens.
calligraphy pen, so it's not as thick as like a Higgins Black Magic is.
or that you what that
Yeah, but then it's not as
Kor-
black either.
Yeah. Well,
no,
Higgins,
but it's, I
Higgins
mean, you're
isn't
not
very
filling
black.
in large black areas with that pen. So
No,
Yeah,
no, I
yeah.
know, but yeah.
Yeah, Higgins.
I don't
is
know.
the
I
worst
mean,
ink out
it's-
there.
I mean, the pen's off tangent. The pen's only $50,
Almost.
but I've also burned $50 on pens before that are just garbage, and I've used it used them once or twice, and so that's why I said, Dan, you love to experiment.
I do, but here's the thing. Here's the main problem is I've gone through the gamut so far and so much that I keep one of every tool that I like in this little box. Every marker that I like, every whatever, and then all of my nibs are in this. So this is essentially everything that I need, and I don't need anything more. I don't need to know if there's better because I have the best.
I have a Hunt 102 and I have a Winsor Newton Series 7 watercolor brush number 2 or 3. That's it, man.
That's all you
I
really
use.
need. I mean,
Yeah.
for
That's
versatility.
it. That's all I use, Art, except for some Japanese pens every once in a while.
If you're at a
Yeah.
con, I mean, it's all whatever you need that's
What art?
portable.
What one art do you use?
I
Do you
just
have
use a watercolor brush, like a Winsor Newton Series 7, usually a number 2 or 3, and then just a Hunt 102. And the Hunts are really there's no quality control with those nibs, so it's a
No.
crapshoot. But
It's a
There
total
isn't.
crapshoot with those things.
The most
Hunts are the
reliable
nibs. Hunts are the. I'm not familiar with Hunts. I'm sorry.
Hunt's the big one, and then Gillette was the other one. But I'll tell you like this is my quill thing right here,
Mhm.
and each of those has a different nib on them, ranging from a 102. There's mapping, 859s, 850s. My favorite has always been a 104, but the company that's been making really good, reliable, strong, lasts twice as long as a Hunt's is a Japanese company called The Leader. And those
I use
Yeah.
those. Those are pretty good. Yeah.
they're
I have those too,
robust,
yeah.
man. They're super robust.
Well, if you're an inker and you're listening, a tip to get different tools, you can use the same nib. So if you got a 102, and it's older, it'll give you a more blunt line, and it's way more flexible. So you can do outlines and thick lines with it. A brand new nib is good for backgrounds, like small details, like hatches and stuff like that. And of course, the medium one is good for just about anything. So I would have 3 nibs that I would go back and forth with, and also you get your money's worth, so you're using the nib to its fullest potential.
I'll tell
here's
you.
Here's another tip. Yeah. When you get a brand new nib, put it over the stove and put a flame on it or a match until the tip turns red.
Nice.
Is that like tempering? Is that tempering?
Yeah, and it burns off any of the chemicals that are on the metal.
Right.
So that the ink will flow.
Because those gelates,
from John Belfi or Joe Kubert.
Those gelate pins were tempered. Remember that, Dan? They would be like a tempered metal color.
Yeah, it was almost a bluish
color.
Yeah. It's funny that you bring up the use of nibs in that way. The first person I saw do that, and if you look at the Akira Club book, that it shows like Katsuhiro Otomo's studio. He actually on his nib holders has 1, 2, and 3, and that's exactly what he does. He moves them down the line. So when he's done with the 1, and he puts it in the 2 box. So when he needs a 2, he reaches in there and puts it on the holder that has a 2 on it.
Yeah, I do the same thing with the strip of tape. So the one without a strip is the brand new one, and then one with 1 is the middle, and then the 2.
We have our ways, man.
I do that with markers. I
do you?
See,
I kind of do with my microns.
They're hard to see. There's dirty tape. That's the old one. There's fresh tape. That's the new one.
This is what I do is I take a drop of whiteout and I put it on the end of the cap if it's a good one, because these is like, if you buy 10, 7 of them are great and 3 of them are shit, but 2 of them are like godlike. You're like, I can't believe.
Which one is that?
There's a Kuretake 108.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you can put different inks in it. Right now I think I have one called Carbon Platinum, which is a waterproof ink. Yeah. But this one, the difference between I think it's an 850 and this one is that this is synthetic hair and the other one is weasel hair. And that there's a price difference, but with the synthetics, you really have to kind of go through a few.
Show it again, Art. What was that?
If anybody was wondering, this is a 102.
Oh yeah.
This thing right here, this thing is a really design flaw. I usually get a file and file that little lip down. That's right where your finger goes, and then there's the one strip of tape right there.
Yep. Nice. Did you guys ever hear the rumor that Terry Austin, who inked? Let's bring it back. Who inked Walt Simonson?
Walt Simonson uses a 102, doesn't he?
Yeah, but. Is it true that Terry filed him down? Like, no, I've never heard the official word of how he was getting those blunt edged things. What do you have you guys heard?
I've heard of people of filing the 102s down on an angle too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you wouldn't tell me when I had him. When I had Terry ink something in the How to Draw book. Part of the thing I wanted the inkers to do was write a little paragraph, what tools you use, your process, blah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, I don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters. It's all the person, blah, blah, blah. He wrote like this little short paragraph of like nothing. And I got a kick out of it. But my editor was like, you can't get him to do any more. I was like, no. He won't do it. He won't divulge. I mean, I think I heard somebody say he used a 107, but I have no idea.
There's those mapping or calligraphy tips that are flat too. So you can do some really cool stuff with that. And also those calligraphy, you can get that flat blunt edge, but you can also do a thick to thin. So that's one of those things I always wanted to play with. Never had time.
What if you found out Terry Austin, like in his dying breath, he lets us all know that it was just a junky fountain pen. Because that's how it is. Like there's that fine artist James Jean, and he does these really delicate, beautiful thing, bunny rabbits and heads of cabbage and stuff, all with ballpoint pen. And
look at Frank Cho; he uses ballpoint pen.
Yeah. So it's a trip,
have you guys checked out the? You were talking about the hunts, right?
Yeah.
And Speedball makes nibs.
Yeah.
But the Speedball ink is too thick for a nib.
Yeah, it's hard.
It clogs it up. It doesn't work. So, what do you guys use more for your nibs? Are we talking Higgins? What kind of ink?
I use a totally different ink made by a company called Talens, Talens, and hey, what's up, buddy? Some people have been using it for tattoos, so like it's one of those inks that when you get a hold of it, like stay a hold of it. But Talens, I used to be all about Kuretake, but the problem with the Kuretake stuff is the shellac on it made the bottle itself dry up and get shellacky on the insides really fast. But when a fresh bottle of Kuretake, awesome. But Talens is the way to go. What's up, bud?
Hi, Dad.
Hey.
Just come and say hi.
I found Pelican is the best just all around, just right out of the bottle.
Pelican was great back in the early '90s. The yellow bottle.
Yeah.
But I love that. I don't know what happened to that stuff. But
yeah, I think they changed the formula because they used to sell the big bottles too. Here we go. But they stopped selling them because people were using them for tattoos. And so they wanted to discourage people. So you couldn't get the big amounts of them and so on and so forth. And somebody said that they did change the formula a little bit because I guess it's a little toxic if you start injecting it into your skin.
There was lead in it, right? Wasn't that the deal? There was like
probably,
lead?
yeah. Because
this is the Talens right here. Talens India ink, and I buy the big one because like I said, it's
because you're a big boy.
Is it really black?
It's super black.
And it
works with a nib, huh?
It works perfect with a nib. Yeah. What was your question? Talens India ink. Make sure you get the India ink.
Yeah, I see Royal.
And it's made in the Netherlands.
Is that the stuff that's slightly rubbery, like it has acrylic, or is it kind of brittle? There's an ink like.
I think if I remember correctly, it's a little flexible. One of the things that I like about this is when I've made mistakes, I can take an X-Acto knife and kind of chip it off and then just go right over.
So it is that kind of acrylic base kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so also, is it slightly glossy, like when it dries?
Yes.
Yeah, it's got acrylic in it. Yeah.
Yeah, that gunks up a brush.
It gunks up a brush and a nib if you're using.
Oh, dude, I've had nothing but good times with the nib with it.
Yeah.
So when Klaus Janson was on when Klaus Janson was on Dave Finch's channel a couple weeks ago, he said he's always used Sumi, SUMI.
Yeah.
And he said that's what he's always used.
Trip.
Is
I
that
never heard of it before?
I think it's funny that usually we go off the rails 10, 15 minutes in. We opened the show off the rails.
Yeah. And now we're going to get back on the rails after I read this super chat, by the way.
Yeah, but wait, it was off the rails, but it stayed on topic somehow.
So because Walter Simonson uses a Hunt 102.
That's
Bam.
right. Bam. Exactly.
Connect
so does Walter for $10. Thank you very much. Recently picked up an awesome Dan Fraga cover of Thundercats #1 that was labeled as a store exclusive. Was wondering if anyone else has done similar cover prints for stores. The only store exclusive I did was for the same store that. Wait, what store did you do that for? That was Rob.
This was for Rob. Yeah.
Yeah, I did. That was for Rob, who is hosting South Carolina Comic-Con this weekend.
Right.
Where Dan and I will be a guest.
That's right.
Right. So I did a store exclusive for Rob as well. Rob Young, like it was, I don't know, 5-6 years ago when they relaunched EXO. So it was EXO #1 store exclusive.
But that's great.
I did too. I did that Dark Knight. Was it Dark Knight 2 or Dark Knight 3 that ended up having like 100 covers? Mine was for a specific store, and then I did a Harley Quinn cover for a store.
The one you did for the Dark Knight, is it in the Dark Knight covers book? You know how they put a book out of all the covers?
I think it is.
That'd be great. I want to take a look. I'm going to look it up right now.
I would have to imagine it would be because they did so many of them. Unless once again they were just like, oh, it's Aaron, forget it, just leave his out.
Yeah, well, they may have.
Whose is this?
But then Shelley gave him a call, and they went, "Okay."
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, Shelley. Oh,
Shelley.
Okay, put it back in. All right. Well, while you're looking that up, let's start this Walter Simonson art appreciation stream. You know, we had to get it in. We got a lot more people watching now. It was all planned, guys. So Aaron, you're up first.
Well, I planned it this way because I'm going to do the most obvious thing in the world, and I wanted to be the first one to do it. There you go.
Thor.
But it's not just Simonson's Thor. It's this particular story arc. I remember I wanted to read this so badly that I actually read it on an airplane, and I didn't care what people thought. So I was reading the collection.
The funny thing is, I've been in that position where I'm like, oh, I'm so bored. I've got comics. Do I really want to start a conversation with somebody by pulling out a comic book and start reading?
Yeah, well, that's what I did. I was like, I picked these up because I had seen. I read some of the Thor stuff when it came out, but like I told you, I think on the phone today, Andy, I quit reading comics in about 1980 and didn't get back into them until 86. And all of this was done by then. And right. I think I was at Simonson's house and saw the original pages. I knew of the Thor story, the frog story and everything, but I'd never read it. And I saw some of the original pages from it. And I was at a show and I picked up the 3 issues and I read them on the plane and I was like, screw you people, I'm doing it. And so this is probably my favorite Simonson story. And he has such a great sense of humor. I got a couple of pages I'll share real quick.
Yeah, I was going to say, how long did that, while you're doing that, let me grab this for $2. Jay Bama fan, thank you very much. $2. PSU national champs. Billy, congrats to your boy.
Yeah, that was phenomenal. Phenomenal.
There you go, man.
Thanks, Jay Bama.
Thank you, Jay Bama.
How many issues did that frog story last?
Pretty sure it was 3 off the top of my head. I think it was 3. But look at this, Thor croaks. Are you kidding me? That's hilarious. And that was the that was the first issue there. Oops.
I thought that was mine for a second.
No, it was mine. I think that it speaks to Walter's sense of humor and how he's able to work that stuff into very serious storylines so that you can laugh a little bit, but you still take the story very seriously. And here's one more image that I thought was just.
Have they done I know they've obviously collected Walt's Thor stuff in trade paperbacks because I have a couple of volumes, but have they ever done just an omnibus of all of Walt's Thor stuff in one big fat book?
I don't know. But look at this. To me is freaking awesome, but it's also hilarious at the same time. Yeah. It's so absurd and irreverent, but at the same time, it's like at this point, you just accept it, you know? And then he like leads the frog colony against the alligators. And I mean, it's just nuts, but it was so good and so entertaining and so unexpected, which is what Walter generally gives you is not, his storytelling is usually way more thoughtful than most people. So he's always surprising you with stuff. And this story, had those elements in it. And like I said, it's probably my favorite Simonson job. So I'm glad I was able to go first. And because I know probably everybody else feels the same way, but
hey, let's give some big love to John Workman too, because
his lettering,
yeah,
that crack of doom right there, whoosh, you really feel it. It's great.
Well, I mean, that crack of doom is a panel by itself, and it just works because John Workman is such a great artist. Randy Howell, thanks for the $2. Is that Cyberfrog's daddy?
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, I think we're on to something there.
Then what's his mom's name? Seljan? No, man. I
know. Oh, damn it.
Jelson. Is that it?
That sounds right.
Jelson.
Yeah. Jelson. There you go. She must be Mighty Thor after that.
Oh,
Well, that
It
was a long
happens.
way around the barn.
Sorry about that.
That's right.
Chelsea,
Warped
thank
and
you
all.
guys.
Hey, here's another one that I don't remember, and I had these. How big was the frog? Like small frog size, or was it bigger?
Well, when he became Thor Frog, he was human sized, but when he, I'm
Okay.
pretty sure he was human sized. I got to think back when I read it. When he no, I don't think he was. Someone help me out. I can't remember. Did he get like human size, or did he say
I
small?
don't
I
remember.
think he was small. I think it was a small frog.
I
thought
think
he was
you're
small
right, because I remember
always.
when he kicked Loki's butt, he was like this little frog. He had the
How
hammer.
small is that little hammer, man?
Yeah. Well, there's a great page too where
Little Mjolnir.
where Loki turns him into the frog, and he sits there and sees the hammer, and he can, he's standing right next to the hammer as just a regular frog, seeing that the inscription on there is still there. And I don't know if he had to re-earn his value because he was a frog, that his Thor, the value that he had gained as Thor didn't translate, so he had to regain his nobleness by, I guess, leading the frogs over the gators. It's been so long since I read it, but I don't remember all the details. But now I'm going to probably pick it up tonight and reread it again.
Exactly.
And yeah, there is an omnibus. I'm assuming just looking at it, looks like it collects everything because it's 1,200 pages.
Is there?
1,200.
But you know the thing it's 1,192 pages. Yeah.
Wow.
Jeez.
Wow.
He was on that book for a long time.
Is it the Walt Simonson Marvel Universe omnibus, or is it just Thor?
No, it's the Mighty Thor by Walter Simonson.
Wow, that's
That's the name
incredible.
of it.
I want to say, like, how cool Walter is. I was talking to him. I think we were working together at this point on the phone, and then I was talking about Thor and how much I liked it, but I don't think I have the complete run. So within a few days, I had a care package with every Thor issue that he did all packed up and showed up on my doorstep.
Nice.
And holy crap, right?
Wow.
That's what he does. He does stuff like that.
I
all
want
the
to
time.
visit their house because from Walt's own mouth, he said he doesn't sell his originals. So
It's true.
I would just love to sit in the studio.
Well,
Go through them
Dan,
all.
Yeah.
Dan, think about this. So he doesn't sell his originals.
Neither does Terry.
Terry doesn't, which means they
Oh.
could do an artist edition of X-Men Teen Titans, which, by the way, Dan, Aaron Lopresti doesn't own and has never read.
What?
Thank you for selling me out,
Buddy, that's like the blueprint.
Sorry, I
for,
had to
well,
do
somebody's gonna pick it, but that's the blueprint for a team book. Like, he knows how to block characters and a lot of characters. I think even
What
Art
year?
Adams.
What year was that?
No, 83. Let me.
82,
See?
83, something like
Again,
that.
here's the problem. I was trying to justify myself to Andy today, saying, "Look,
I didn't
quit
read
reading
them
comics
with
when I
you.
turned 16 in 1980, and I didn't start reading them again until 86 when I was in college, and
You missed
that
some
period of
good shit.
I missed it, and I just never picked it up. And
Aaron,
got
I
it
didn't
like-
read it. I didn't read it either.
It came out.
one
It came
thing-
out in 82. It came out in 82.
Yep.
There's only one thing I dislike more than the X-Men and the Teen Titans.
How
Joe
dare
Biden.
you.
That's
Oh
it.
my goodness.
That's it.
See, Graham, I'm the same way. I said I don't like the X-Men and I don't like the Teen Titans. So
Wow.
You know what? Just because Graham said that, I want to say I hate Batman, but that is not true.
No.
That is so
Nobody's
not
never
true.
said that.
yeah, no one,
Yeah,
no one's ever
Batman
said
is one of my favorites. Yeah.
I hate Star Trek because of Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah,
Who doesn't?
Nice.
but that
That
Princess
guy.
Leia.
Yeah,
All right,
bad
Tucci,
news.
what you got?
Let me share. Hang on a minute. Find the right one to share.
Sharing is caring.
All right, we'll share with this. I got two. Well, we got three choices, right?
Well, we're gonna go around a few times. So.
Yeah, we'll go around a few times. I'm kind of curious if I should grab this one unless someone else will grab it first, because the other one I'm not sure if they will or not. But why not? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go off. Let's keep going obvious because it's just great stuff, right?
Just roll the dice.
Why not?
Oh yeah, here you go.
Yeah.
Walter's, his own take on the Thor mythology.
I have that as a T-shirt. That very image.
Dude, that's a great T-shirt. I'd wear that
Yeah.
T-shirt.
Yeah,
But
so
just
yeah.
if you look at someone who really, and you could see, like, especially from that issue with the frog and everything like that, just how much fun he's having with this series. It's basically he can do whatever the hell he wants. It's his story.
Yeah.
There's no constraints on him. I'd like to share.
Look at that hammer.
I think he's done 12. He's done two like trade paperbacks, volume 1s and 2, and then he did that great sketchbook. And I just want to go to the sketchbook. We all love sketches, right?
Wait, what was the sketchbook? Now I'm lost.
It's an artist edition, I think. But
okay.
Wasn't there a DC book too that was done years ago?
What's that?
There was a DC book like
I don't have
Walter
that.
Simonson years ago.
Yeah, there was.
I want to move over. I got my screens open, so let me get back to here so I can do it. Here we go.
Holy crap, I never saw that.
Lord of the Dead. Wait, where's my sketchbook? Here it is. Yeah, okay. So that it's a sneak peek at his sketchbook, which I think is an artist edition though. But I mean, just look at all that's going on in this image right here. As Graham Nolan likes, it tells a story. There's action, right, Graham?
That's right.
Around. It's a great cover to homage if you want. But look at this. Just come on. Look how great.
Oh, dude, that is so freaking cool.
Is this like my favorite thing?
His sketches are so organic.
But just. I mean, look at that shit, dude. Look at this.
That's Surtur, I assume.
Wow.
Yeah.
He makes it look easy. He makes it look so
this has got to be inked with a nib, with a quill.
Probably
that looks pretty dead weight. I wouldn't be surprised if that was just a marker sketch.
No, I think it's pencils. I think it's his pencil. But I'm saying how it would have to be inked.
Oh, right. Yeah,
just because of his style. You know what I mean? You would lose. And it's funny to say to use a brush, you'd lose that organic energy to it. But
I know exactly how I would ink this.
Right? Just shit, man.
You know what's weird is he's a great balance of like it's very technical looking, like with angles and stuff, so it looks very contemporary, but it's still very organic at the same time. I mean, that's a hard kind of balancing act.
Yeah, that is true.
He's a genius. I
Look
mean,
how delicate that little girl.
Yeah.
I mean, it so much life.
It almost looks like a girl would draw this in a way, without sounding misogynistic. Something a sexist would say, but you know what I mean. When you look at like how women draw or girls draw, they have that more softer, nurturing touch to it. And so look at this beautiful face right here, right? Look at this, and then. Son of a bitch, bam. Look at that shit, man.
That is just awesome.
Just one of a kind. One of a kind. Highly recommend. I haven't gotten volume 2. I only have volume 1. I don't have the sketchbook. When I was looking, I'm like, ooh, I gotta put that in.
Oh my.
So he only did, because I got a few issues of Ragnarok. He only did 12 issues of it, and that was it, huh?
I didn't even know if there's 12 issues of Ragnarok.
I thought there's 3 trade paperbacks, right?
Oh, I don't know.
2 trade paperbacks. Let me see. I was looking.
It's epically long.
It's like breaking of Helheim.
Oh, well, he's got the volume 1 is issues 1 through 6, and then volume 2 is books 7 through 12. So and then he's got his artist edition portfolio. It's a portfolio. There's a portfolio.
So. Okay, hold on. I'm looking at let's see.
I'll share that.
Story and art by Walter Simonson, colors by Laura Martin. No, this is I'm looking at volume 3 right now.
If you want to share, there you go. So this is his Goodreads list. But Goodreads only goes up to issue number 11, but then they show the collection.
Oh, right.
And then here's his artist edition portfolio. But it says it's a sketchbook.
Huh.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's individual plates. Oh, it features the 12 covers.
Features all 12 covers. So it's got to be big. I hope it's oversized. It's got to be oversized, right? Actual size.
I mean, it looks like the same format as like
there he is. Look, there he is. Look at the beard.
Looks like Dave Letterman that size.
COVID Walter. But just phenomenal. Inspiring, really, to me. It is.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
That's great. All right, Thibert.
What do I got? I got nothing. No, I got something. I got something that's gonna knock your socks off big time.
Big time.
All right.
It's huge.
It's huge. It's huge. It's X-Men. It's the Teen Titans. It's the X-Men Teen Titans.
Okay, the book I don't own. I better get it.
It's so
freaking good. It looks like.
And I found a bunch of inks, so this is going to be quite the treat. There's those blunt lines that you're talking about, like those little around that dragon.
Yeah. Is this Terry inking, Walt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who wrote it?
I think Walter did.
Claremont? Yeah, I think Simonson did.
Oh.
Oh,
sure?
what?
I thought it was
I thought
Claremont.
Claremont did.
Oh yeah,
It
yeah.
looks like
no,
Dark
Claremont
Phoenix
owns
is in
by
it
all
and
the
stuff.
all the copy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, look at all the words.
Oh
it's
yeah,
gotta be
yeah.
Claremont.
It's
Oh, real quick.
wordy.
Actually, you know what? I even forgot about this, and it's on my spin rack. This is a good one. RoboCop versus Terminator. That's a good limited.
Yeah.
Solid.
You know, it's a great one that he didn't draw. Lee Weeks drew it, so it's still fantastic. Is that Tarzan Predator miniseries that did for Dark Horse?
Yeah.
Both of them.
You know what was amazing about like Storm in the day? No matter who drew her, she always looked like John Byrne drew her.
Yeah.
God,
But he
it's
didn't
so
have
good.
Mary on it though.
right? Wasn't that Dave Conkrum
Yeah.
who created her? Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. For some reason, I always think of John Byrne. Like that looks like a John Byrne face, kind of to me.
It does.
Yeah,
But Terry's
look at
inking
this.
it, so there you go.
Yeah, bringing
So
it all
what is this?
together.
Are we only talking art jobs, or are we talking like jobs that he wrote also?
That's up to you. I was thinking art, but
Yeah. Okay, because there's a
Totally
couple
up to
things he wrote that I'm like, these are so good.
Yeah, he knows how to write fun, interesting comics. Look at this stuff.
Yep.
I wish they would do a black and white version of this book.
Yeah, they should, shouldn't they? I mean, it's not like they'd have to hunt the art, like you said.
The only people
No.
that buy it is artists. Fans can't stand black and white. They want color. And the only people that want the black and white stuff are artists.
Well,
That's why they don't do it.
Well, it's not an expensive book to own, that's for sure.
No.
I know. I got one on eBay in my basket for $15.
Look at that Wonder Girl punch, man. She's so tiny in the corner, and she's just wailing on that huge dude. I mean, this is a great just scale, like how powerful this woman is, compared to this huge giant, and she just put him in his place. This is good stuff. Good stuff. It's signed. I wonder why it's signed. I wonder if they actually sold it.
Yeah, I know. Well,
It says benefit something. Regards Johnny Q or John Q. And then it's got both their signatures on it. So I wonder if they gave this away.
They must have.
Wow.
Well, you know
Public.
Well, you know what he told me was that occasionally he will trade some of his original art for another piece of artwork. I think it was don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure it was a Hal Foster Prince Valiant page or a newspaper strip that he traded a page for. So he says that's, he'll give it away at an auction for a charity event, trade it or keep it, but he doesn't sell them. So
Yeah. This was a double page, but I couldn't find a good scan of it. So I just did the best image I had so I could blow it up.
Is that the source wall?
Yeah. Is the wall. Yeah, and look, you can see there's some grease pencil in the texture of the I-beams.
Oh yeah.
You see that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's all kinds of little things where you can see they give it a little texture flare in the energy lines. It's great stuff. Just great stuff. I remember as a kid when this came out, I was like, fantastic. And also I didn't know that Marvel and DC could actually, put out a comic, so it was pretty monumental for me at the time. I was like, what is this? The Teen Titans and the X-Men? This is great. But look at all this texture. Look at all this hatching, different directions, different textures within the same kind of area. Just fantastic. Like I said, it looks clean. It looks very technical, but it isn't. At the same time, it's very organic. Like I don't think any of these lines are really ruled out. I think they're all freehand.
I've always thought he was kind of a modern extension of Kirby stylistically. His storytelling, of course, is way beyond what Kirby was doing, but his drawing style. I was like, in fact, I said that to him one day and he punched me. And so I didn't say that. Took it as a compliment. I said, you're like a modern day Kirby. Your dynamics and just the power that he's able to convey in his superhero comics, very Kirby-like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's very
The boldness
European.
of
Like
the figures.
I've never heard his influences, but there's definitely something outside of the mainstream American comics that he
was into
looking
Topi.
at.
I know that.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
If
Oh, you
look at
can see
Topi
it.
stuff, yeah.
You can see it in the Topi stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, his line
sure.
work and stuff looks very European. A lot of
European, yeah.
But it's got that Kirby power.
right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, that, you know,
It's
JR
a-
Jr. is like that too. You know, he's really good at that Kirby power, like when he did Thor and
Yeah.
Yeah.
any of those Kirby things. You know,
Yep.
JR
true.
is really good at that.
That was a nice run
Right.
he had on Thor, JR junior
Yeah, with Jurgens. I
Yeah,
like
Dan
that
Jurgens.
a lot. Yeah,
Yeah, the writing was great.
yeah. Dan's a good writer.
I was talking to Wes
That's
from
what
Thinking
happened.
Critical. We did a one-on-one interview this morning, and we were just talking about how underrated Dan Jurgens is, not just as a penciler, but also as a writer. Like, just really solid work. Like, everything he writes is entertaining. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily a you know, like grand slam home run, but it's always just entertaining.
Well, he knows how to put a comic book together, obviously, because he's been doing it for so long and as an artist. But I mean, when I worked with him and got scripts from him, it was always the right amount of information on the page. I never had to go, oh, I'm going to move this panel over here. This isn't going to fit. You know what I mean? He knew how much information to put on there. And so he's really great to work with.
Right. Well, he knows the language really well.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Nolan, can I share the screen?
Yeah, you can. This is the first time I ever saw Walt's work.
No, I was gonna choose this.
Yeah,
I knew everybody would choose it. Yeah.
I love this. This was like a, you know, I came in. This is like the second, maybe third episode of Manhunter that started in Detective Comics. When this is from issue 441. This is when they were the 60-cent giants, and they had all those stories in it. And there was two new stories. There was the first, the Batman story, and then there was the Manhunter story. And they were written by the great Archie Goodwin. And these things just hooked me as a kid. I just, to watch this, and then how it ends, you know, with Manhunter, you know, getting killed. It was like, it freaked me out. I was like, oh my God, I love this character. Why did they kill him? I want to see more stuff of him.
Yeah, there was the scene I still remember because I like those thighs or whatever, those blades. And he rolls under a car, and then he just uses the blade and rips the gas tank and everything out.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Look at this story in this issue was so great because you had Manhunter, you know, trying to figure out, I forget what that group was that gave him his, you know, that brought him back from the dead, some kind of evil cabal type of thing, and he's trying to wipe them out. And meanwhile, there at this cathedral is this tourist family from, you know, like Iowa, you know, and there's this kid who's walking around. He's pretending he doesn't give a shit about these mosques that they're in, and he's just, you know, playing cowboys and Indians, and he gets caught up in all the violence and stuff that's going on here. And at one point, Manhunter's about to get killed, and a little boy drops his cap gun on the bad guy's head, and it kind of like dazes him, and then the Manhunter, you know, just ends up kicking his ass, and the little boy's all scared, and all of a sudden his cap gun comes flying back up over the wall because Manhunter throws it back to him as a thank you. I love that. It is so great. I just thought that was so amazing, you know.
And also, like, so many panels, but still looks interesting. Like, sometimes, like, this many panels just looks like a mess.
Yeah,
you know, but it opens up in the right places. It gets dense in others. It's just perfect.
The down view shot of Manhunter kicking that guy off that dome is beautiful, and then he breaks out of the panel and then continues his fall and just goes patud.
Right past the kid.
He's just so good. I think that's one of the things, and I didn't realize it at the time, but looking at everything, you know, Walt's done, he's just so good at leading the eye around the page with how he composes everything in the panels. You know, and I've always loved that. And Manhunter was something I discovered later.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Batman was brought into the story too, huh? So you get like a bonus. You get Batman too. Yeah.
The final issue or the final episode of the Manhunter storyline had became the main storyline in Detective Comics. It was the finale, and the two of them are on the cover, this great Jim Aparo cover, and this is basically the death of Manhunter here in Batman.
Right.
But I love this shot of Batman with the rifle on his shoulder here,
dude. That cape.
Yeah,
cape. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the cape. I never loved. I mean, Walt's Batman was hit or miss for me. He did that one great cover with the Joker, which I loved.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a few interior stories that he did, and it was always hit or miss with me. But I really like the way he did Batman in this story here.
Mm-hmm.
And also that cape, it's stylistic, but it looks real. It looks organic. Like you would really what it really looked like. Flapping in the breeze like that. Yeah.
Well, even look at that first panel. It's like Batman's flying. It's so ridiculous, but it's cool looking.
Yeah.
And he's got the perspective of Batman and the perspective on this road, leading your eye to these guys getting into this, this motorcycle thing.
Mm-hmm. That's a great shot. That second panel right there, that low angle.
Yeah, that's a very unusual angle to take and not easy to do.
Unless you're Walter Simonson.
Neil Adams, if you guys remember, I'm sure Graham will, and Art was there, so he should know. But started that Academy of Comic Book Arts, and they used to give that award out every year for, I don't know, it didn't last very long, but Barry Smith won the first one for Conan, then it was Wrightson for Swamp Thing, and then Mr. Simonson for Manhunter.
Oh,
how long did that last for?
Shazam Award, right? Wasn't that it? The Shazam Award?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it had the lightning bolt on it or whatever it was. Yeah, I don't know how long that went before it folded up, because I think that was part of Neil Adams' attempt to kind of unionize, and of course that fell apart.
Yeah, Stan was part of that too, and then he bailed because there's, I think, complaints that publishers shouldn't be involved in this. It became the usual shit show, when you get too many people involved.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But, yeah.
This is also those last three panels are just. I mean, I'm inspired by it because it starts off thin and then kind of builds in size. So it almost like the scene has a beginning, middle, and end, like a payoff at the end. So it's really a nice build to something that's a very quiet moment, but very pivotal to the story. And
as an aside, I just want to talk about Archie Goodwin here. He was so wonderful with his words, and he never had to overly explain things or go into too much detail. He always gave you just the right amount. He was like a Hemingway. That fourth panel, the assassin's weapon is not an ordinary one, and it is untraceable by ordinary means, but this is the Batman. He and his sources are not ordinary. And then bam, now he's got this rat fuck, a gun dealer that who's got this the front of a bookshop, and he knows everything about guns, and he can, it's just, this is so cool. This is just so cool.
Yeah. And the black color is awesome.
I miss this stuff in comics. So great.
Oh yeah.
It treats the reader so intelligently without trying to show off in any way.
Well, they always were able to write comics that adults could enjoy, but kids could also read, and it wouldn't be, necessarily over their heads. But even if it was they could still enjoy sort of the superficial physical action that was going on, and follow the story. And you just don't see that anymore. We started doing that in like the late 80s, early 90s, DC trying to do the kids line and then the adult line. It's you don't have to do that. I mean, if you're going to do like porn or whatever, you have your mature readers. But other than that, you should have comics that, are written smartly enough that an adult can enjoy it, but a kid can also get in on it at an early age. And that's what gets kids hooked into comics and then become adults that are still into comics, is because
and DC and Marvel should have known better than the kids line, because if a book is directed at a kid, they don't want to have anything to do
they can
with it.
Smell that a mile away.
Yeah, it's pandering. Yeah, they don't like that stuff.
There you go. Good old days. Here we are again, revisiting the
right.
good old days.
Hey, when I was a kid, my
Comics were for everyone.
You didn't
That's
have to
cool.
be a kid or an adult.
Yeah, I think I have they did I think it was in the 90s, maybe it was the 80s. They did a reprint of all the Manhunter stuff. It had a gold like cover
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
to it.
I've
You know
got
what I'm
that
talking
one.
about?
Yeah,
Was that the
Yeah,
80s or
I
the
got
90s? Whatever that was, I have that.
late 80s
So,
or early
late
90s because
yeah,
I bought it in high school.
Because
Yeah.
I think they gave it to me when I was working for them.
Yeah. Yeah. I always liked the Manhunter design. I just thought it was so freaking
Yeah.
cool. Not
Yeah, it's
something
like
I'd want to draw over
the
and over again,
Yeah,
but
Japanese.
it looked really cool.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like out of
I love
Shogun or
the
something.
sleeves, the big open,
Yeah, the big
like,
balloon
yeah.
sleeve
the
thing.
knee sleeves, like
Yeah,
a
I
dope-
always liked that because it seemed like he could hide all kinds of weapons in that vest
Yeah.
and everything. You know.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And that was based on the Kirby character. It was like the same Manhunter from the 40s who had that red and blue mask and stuff.
Wow.
It was Paul Kirk, and they resurrected him,
Oh, I didn't know
Oh,
that.
really?
I didn't
So,
know that
like
either.
the Kirby story in first issue special that has the Manhunter, which would have been what? God, that was right when Kirby was doing all of his stuff for DC. So that was like what, 1971?
70,
Wait.
yeah,
I
early
thought that
70s.
wasn't that
You know what
first
I'm
issue
talking about?
special Manhunter, the actual Manhunters that go around in the universe.
Yeah,
and stuff?
those were different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those were different.
Those
Those
are
are
Those were like the robots. Those were like
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
robots, yeah.
Okay.
in the
Yeah.
40s. I think it was Adventure Comics. There was a strip by Simon and Kirby called Manhunter.
Yes.
And
Okay.
it was that's Paul Kirk.
Oh shit.
They reference that in this story.
Well, now hang
Yeah,
on
they
a
do.
second. I need
Yeah.
we're talk about going off the rails, but I need clarification because Andy, show this.
All
Okay,
right.
this is now I just looked at the Golden Age one. This is what I was talking about. But the Golden Age
No.
guy had the exact same costume as this robot dude, but these guys were robots.
Yeah, these are robots that went after. I don't know what their original intent was, but I remember reading stories where they were going after Green Lanterns and stuff.
This was later. This was later.
Yeah. There was a bunch of iterations of the title Manhunter.
Okay.
Yeah.
But this costume is almost identical to the Golden Age one, is why, or at least color wise and scheme in the face is. So that's what I was trying to figure out with the connection. Where there has to be some connection.
Yeah, I was penciling at the time. I remember there was a big like crossover event at DC, and it had to do with the Manhunters. There was like many of them, and that they were taking. I think it was called Millennium or something like that. Do you remember that, Graham? Did you get caught up into that big crossover? Because I was doing some Titans work. I was penciling one of the Titans books, and there was like this Millennium, I think it was called, and it had those Manhunter characters in them.
Yeah, I know I drew them in a Green Lantern thing, but here's the deal. Paul Kirk, the Manhunter, first appeared in 1942.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Adventure Comics. Yeah, it was Adventure Comics number 1941, actually.
Do you have an image of it? Because I have a vague recollection of it.
Yeah, hold on.
Joe Bernardo says in the chat that those Manhunters are supposed to be based off the original Manhunters' brain patterns, the robot ones.
Oh, okay.
So there's your
All right.
connection.
Because they look like the costume or whatever.
Right.
They look
The robots
similar.
look like the Golden Age costume.
There it is.
Oh shit, they do.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But that's
Because
Paul
I
Kirk.
thought he was
Yeah.
a robot. Like I thought this guy
Oh.
was a robot because the blue face, you
The
know.
blue face.
Yeah. No, I think that's a mask he's wearing.
Yeah.
Oh. Damn.
Yeah, and so I don't know if they showed him dying in Adventure Comics. I doubt it. I think they just stopped publishing him. And then kind of like Captain America, they brought him back in the 70s and said that he was dead, and he was brought back to life by this cabal. I can't remember what they were called. I'd have to.
But there were a bunch of Manhunters, right? They had like similar suits, but it was blue and white instead of red and white. right?
So this is what I remember them from. Art of Roy, the Owens created them before they created the Lantern Corps. That's what I remember.
Yep, that's what
the
I remember.
robots. Yeah, the robot ones. Yeah.
Yeah, because I did a Green Lantern book and created a Green Lantern that was that went to Apocalypse. He became the Green Lantern of Apocalypse, and there was these Manhunter things were there first, and then this other Green Lantern went there to find out what happened to them and all this kind of stuff, and he has to fight the hordes of Apocalypse and stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Actually, Aaron, you're in that book too. It was that Green Lantern special,
right? That had the Sergio did the cover, right?
Yeah.
And I did a Green Lantern story. Was that the one you created? The one I drew?
Yeah.
Ah,
that's cool.
I was just looking it up when you said that. I go, wait a minute, is that the one?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember you were in there.
Yeah, I had this great splash page I hung on to him where he's like facing off with Calabac, you know. It was, he still hung on. He still hung on it. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, that's cool. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. A connection.
I have to go back and grab that issue now because I don't remember. I remember I being in it, but I remember I being in it. What the hell?
Is that the one that they shot? Did they shoot that from your pencils, Aaron?
No, it was inked. But I couldn't tell you who inked it. I have to go check.
I remember a specific page because I remember asking you if you had it or not of Green Lantern. He just put his costume on and stuff. It was a real cool
that was from. Oh,
that was something else.
Yeah, there was like a 3-page sequence with Green Lantern. It was all shot from my pencils because it was so far behind.
Oh, okay.
They like called me up and go, "Can you do like 3 pages, tomorrow?" And I'm like, ugh. So,
hey Andy, share my screen.
Okay.
This is that Millennium Week 4. So this is the book I did.
Oh yeah,
that's cool. Who did the cover?
That's me.
That's you.
That's Art.
Yeah, that's a totally different style.
That's
you
my.
You should see the inside of the book.
Yeah.
Hey Art, I just picked it. I just picked this up at a con for $1 because I'm like, Art did this. Got to get it.
But you can see the Manhunter dudes in the bottom.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you pencil that too, Art?
Yeah, this is my pencils and inks.
That's
I did
cool.
this thing
really
in 3 weeks.
Aqualad, what number is that?
It's 18, and there was a big millennium crossover. And I remember getting the writing, and they were like, the Manhunters are writing jellyfish subs, and I was like, what the hell's a jellyfish sub? So this was before the internet, so I had to take a drive to the library and start doing reference on jellyfish.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's how old I am. Yeah.
Oh, all right, Mr. Boom. Can I share your screen?
You don't
say
have
yes?
to be a star slammer.
Yeah, you do.
Almost did the Star Slammers. Yeah.
The two out of the 3 you guys picked, and I was really thankful that this wasn't picked yet. This is some of his earlier stuff. I think if I remember correctly, he did some of this stuff in college and then carried it on. But the thing that attracted me the most about this stuff is it looked like Topi meets Mobius meets Kirby, but all Simonson. The designs are cool. The world is cool. Just the whole thing's. I mean, look at that. That's so much fun.
Yeah.
That's so. I mean, look at these boots, man. Like, who has?
That's
boots
not from
like
the
that?
original graphic. That looks recolored though.
Yeah,
this
is the complete. This is the complete collection. I can open up the graphic novel if you want.
Because I still have the original graphic novel.
Yeah, I've got that too.
Color like that.
See, look at that hair. I wish I could have my hair like that, but I can't.
Yeah.
Look at that page design. How cool is that?
Yeah, nice.
I like the
I love that
coloring
bottom.
too.
Yeah. This is a recolor, like you said, but it's got John Workman. You can totally tell.
Oh yeah.
Look at that gunshot. That's so stylized, but cool. Yeah.
It works. And even this like field, whether it's wheat or corn, I don't know, but still, it's pretty badass.
That's not corn. That's wheat.
It's weeds.
Wheat.
Weed. Did you guys ever see the Samurai Champloo episode where like they're running through a marijuana field and the guy lights it on fire and there's a whole fight sequence where everybody's super high?
Everybody's getting high.
Oh yeah, and everything like this guy's got a bow staff and it just keeps getting longer and longer as it comes towards your face, and it's just crazy.
That sounds like something Cheech and Chong would do.
It was great, man. Samurai Champloo was an incredible series. I wish it never ended.
Oh, look
but
at
yeah,
this.
this is really cool stuff. You know, I hopefully no one will pick my other pick, but yeah, Star Slammer is just it's fun. It's got that, like I said, that European vibe.
Oh yeah.
You know, Jodorowsky, the guy who was supposed to do Dune, he did Holy Mountain and Topo.
I know Yoda.
Topo. No, it starts
The little
with a
green
J.
guy?
He did.
I know Yodels.
Meta Barons.
I know
Stuff
Meta
with
Barons,
like
yeah.
he did all that stuff with Mobius too, like the Incal and
okay.
This has that vibe to me. Like this could have been a European comic quite easily, but
totally.
but its dynamics are so like the dynamics are super American, which is where you feel the Kirby. Look at that. How
Look at
innovative
that.
is
I know.
This is what.
Hey, do you guys
1982?
remember Jose Luis Garcia Lopez's Twilight? How
Yeah.
he started?
Yes.
It looked
Oh.
looked European. It
Yeah.
kind of like stylistically, some reason I'm getting vibes from this.
Look
this
at
Star
that.
Slammers
Look at that just the innovative grid.
layouts. Yeah.
Yeah, just playing with everything. Just
Frank Miller before Frank Miller was Frank Miller.
Yeah, well, you know where Frank got all that from was Chaykin on American Flag. Chaykin did all that shit first. Look at that.
I know, that's
Star Slammers.
Oh,
Look at all
Fever
this.
Dream.
Yeah, look at all that, man.
Nice.
Even in black and white, this shit is so clear.
Yep.
yeah.
That one. Some of these are a little crowded.
Yeah, but you know me, man. I love that shit. Look at that.
That's cool.
Yeah. Look at these. I mean, it's just power on top of power on top of power. Look, these guys pouring out.
Look at those ships, man.
You know, he's
Say-
really good
say-
at scale.
He really is, man.
Mhm.
And he knows how to use a sound effect because this.
It's all sound effect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. Oof.
And his characters all look like individuals too. Which
Whoa,
is
go back, go back.
this big ass fucking.
Yeah, I love
Look
that
at
stuff.
Yeah,
I
that's,
love that.
that's incredibly huge.
Yeah.
It's like a Transformers butthole.
Whoa.
Yeah, it is.
More than meets the eye. You know what I'm saying?
The brown eye.
Yeah. But yeah, look at the
Oh,
design.
I love that, dude.
Yeah.
Look at those guys.
Just really, really terrific stuff. I mean, this is called the complete collection. I'll go back to
Yeah,
the
but
beginning.
how old? So like that, those last couple pages with those big guys and stuff. He did that stuff when this was coming out, right? That's like
I think
newer.
so. We can look it up, but this is the cover.
And also, wasn't
Yeah.
that was magazine size, wasn't it? It wasn't comic book size, right?
The graphic novel was.
The
I don't
graphic
know
novel
about
was
that new
bigger.
stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So, Marvel graphic novel 6, Dark Horse Presents 114, Star Slammers 1, Star Slammers 2, 3, 4, Star Slammers Special, Star Slammers Epilogue.
He did one of those. He did some Star Slammers for Malibu in the Ultraverse.
Oh yeah, I think
Right.
that's what that. I think
I
you're
just
right.
remember the one
mean,
I have.
I mean,
is
like that
a
last page I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The one I have is a magazine size, and it's
Yeah,
square
it's white.
bound.
Yeah, it's a white cover, right, Art? Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
original
yeah.
graphic novel. Yeah,
Yeah, that thing's awesome.
I got that thing for like $3 or so at an antique store.
Yeah, I got it
Yeah.
for whatever the cover price was.
The expressions on this, these are great.
Yeah, and his layouts and his storytelling are so
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Super clever. Look at from the inside of that dude's mouth.
Mhm.
Yep.
Ah, no. And the overlap
Yeah.
on the word balloon.
Yeah, yeah.
It's so good.
Just in case you didn't know that guy was on the other side of those teeth.
Mhm.
That's right.
And look, peel his skin off all V style. You guys remember V?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Vendetta?
No, V, like the
V.
miniseries with
Visitors.
the
I
lizard
know.
people. That shit scared the hell out of me. That's all we talked about. That in the remember that nuke film, The Day After?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, Jason
we were
Robarbs.
Yeah, we were all freaked out over that. Yeah,
The nuclear winter.
Yeah. So yeah,
all I know is I want to draw now. This is
me
like
too.
so inspiring.
It's super inspiring. Like, look at this, man. This is my kind of layout. Like, just
that's cool.
He uses
a
space.
Dan Fraga layout.
He really uses space.
Dan, do you have this in your catalog?
Yeah.
Dan, can you send me this, please?
Yeah.
So you're saying I have it in the catalog?
You have it. You have it, Andy. You and
nice.
Dennis both have it. Yeah, Billy, just remind me in our thing, and I'll drop the file in. Look at
that.
Look at that. That's like a drumstick for Galactus.
I thought it was a Transformer butthole.
No, it's actually a butt plug.
You know, oh no, let's not go down there again.
It's got a handle.
You know what he told me one time? He said whenever he's thinking he can't come up with a spaceship idea, he just goes into the kitchen and starts looking at some appliances and then kind of keeps them around. And
I've seen designers do that. Yeah.
Yeah, the Boba Fett.
Oh, there's a guy on Instagram. Was it Instagram? Something a few years ago that he showed like, you know, a can opener, the old school twist can opener. And then like next to it, he showed the drawing he did that he turned it into like a spaceship.
Yeah.
Just like, holy shit,
George
so really
Lucas's
cool.
Description for the Millennium Falcon was a cheeseburger.
Yeah. See, this is 94, guys. This cover here.
Yeah.
And it's got this looks hand colored too.
This would have been the Ultraverse stuff then.
That's Malibu,
Malibu stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now this is early digital though.
Go back.
That baby. I've never seen this one. Holy shit, that is my shit. Wow.
That's image before image.
This is so good. Well, this is during image. This is during.
It is, but I mean, Walt kind of Walt stuff even back on Thor and stuff,
Super
and X
loud.
Factor was like image before image, you know.
Yeah.
He always that's the thing that is great about his work. He's got the cool action, big shots, but then he does great little panels with the storytelling and stuff.
The design, man. Look at that guy.
Yeah.
I want that toy.
I love that right there. Look at
his stuff is loud. It's just loud. Look at that. Back to that grid.
Oh.
Well, that's just it. You can, like, when you read through a Walt Simonson book with John Workman lettering, you can hear it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, most comics you can't hear. You can hear it. You can feel like that. You can feel that brightness and the power of like the burst, you know?
Yeah. Here's some more.
that's
black and
awesome.
white. Yeah, look at this.
Wow.
This is his stuff from college. That's what I was saying. It started in college.
Yeah.
That's funny. I went to school with a guy who drew like this.
Interesting.
So great. All the old schoolness. Good old Letraset. He cut it out twice, man. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck? The Star Slammer. So that's a ship. Yeah, this is all the old college stuff. So cool to see Washington 74, Chapter 3. The DC 74 Bidding Committee. Yeah.
74.
Yeah. I was a wee child. But this is
Well, he was working on Manhunter in 74.
Yeah. No, it's Manhunter, I think, was 82, wasn't it?
No, it was early 70s.
82 was the 82 was the Teen Titans.
That's right.
crossover.
My brain is getting
Manhunter was like some of his first stuff at DC, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was a kid when that came out. Yeah.
You could see it starting to develop here.
Look at that.
I mean, this layout is terrific.
Mm-hmm.
Love the line. Even that line work, I think, is really cool.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. Star Slammers. That's my my first.
Hey, Andy, before you jump in, we got to show this.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
Real quick, hold on. Michael Fedor Show, $2. Thank you. Here's a super chat. Tip for reason. Salute, gents. Thank you.
Thank you.
Salute.
There it is, folks. This is the Green
Hold on, I'll full
Lantern
screen
that Graham was talking about.
Oh, I have that.
Oh, I do not have that.
I haven't looked at it in a long time. So you both worked on it, huh?
Yeah, there's Graham Hey, Graham, you bookended it, didn't you? The opening
Yeah.
and then the closing, right?
Yeah. And I did
You
something
ink
in
it?
the middle too.
So there's
Oh
Graham.
yeah, Graham, did you ink it yourself?
There it is.
Pennington
That's
inked
the
that
Manhunter.
Oh,
Yeah, there's the
Pennington,
Manhunter. Yeah.
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 Speak of the devil.
I knew I drew him.
Look at that.
Is that Millennium logo on the cover? Is it a Millennium crossover?
I don't think so.
I'll give myself just a little bit of a shout out here.
No, because isn't that like mid '90s?
Okay, so this is later.
I think.
That's me.
Oh yeah. Now who inked you on that?
Keith
Beautiful.
Aiken.
I was
Oh,
going to
okay.
say Aiken. I thought that's who it was.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
Didn't he win?
So you
the
still
first
on that
American
splash
Idol or
page? You
something?
said?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, nice.
Hang on to it. So you created this
Yeah,
Green Lantern?
Raker Kor-Drath.
Oh, cool. Have they used him for anything? You get any cash out of it?
Walt Simonson used him when he was writing New Gods.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
I
cool.
ran into Walt at the hallways of DC, and he came up to me and goes, "Oh, hey, I used your character." I'm like, "Which one?" He goes, "The Green Lantern." And I'm like, "Really? That's cool."
That's neat.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right.
I love the ending in that when that character gets stranded. He knows he's going to be there on the planet, and all those like little baby demon things are coming at him, and he stands there and he's got his power ring, and he's got it raised up like this, and he goes, "Come on, children, I've got something for you," something like that. And there's like all the green energy is exploding out of him. It's like it's gonna fuck them all up. It's really cool.
All right. So for my my first outing, this is, speaking of image style stuff, Cyberforce Zero.
Wow.
Drawn by
I didn't
Walt.
heard that he did Cyber.
Right.
So
Yeah.
he did this Zero issue, plot by Mark, Eric, Silvestri, and Walter, and he did the script. Of course, John Workman did his thing, and then Joe Chiodo on colors. And yeah, I mean, I just, like I said, I wasn't trying, I knew as soon as you think of Walt, you think Thor, Manhunter. Those are all great things. And I just knew you guys would be grabbing that stuff up. And being last as the host, I'm like, what are some single issues I have that are on my spin rack? And this is one that I keep on the spin rack just because, it's just balls to the wall action superhero stuff.
Boy, that color is horrible. It's so overpowered.
Well, it's definitely really.
Yeah.
Well, actually, hold on. I got the book right here. Let me see.
And
if
it's Joe
that's
Chiodo,
saturated.
who's a great painter.
It
It's
might just be the
fun.
digital reproduction
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
here. I'll show you real quick.
It's overly saturated,
Yeah.
in the print.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, it's not
That's a
as
lot better.
saturated in the.
That's much better.
So it's just the scans, but I figure instead of holding up a comic, I just find it this way. So, but yeah. So I mean, I just, same thing. It's his big power Kirby-esque blocky figures, the sound effects of everything, thump, 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 bada boom. You just feel it, you feel the stuff when he
must
does
make
it.
bank on this book. If that's
Yeah, he did.
Cyberforce number 0, that probably a few months after Cyberforce number 1 came out, or a year.
So if in the order
down
of this, I think it came out, I think 1 through 4 came out, and then this, and then they restarted it as the monthly. Like, I love this page just with the ambulance just flying into the hospital and the diagonal of the sound effect and the way he did the light effects off the sirens and stuff, whatever.
I'd love to see that in black and white.
Yeah.
The thing too about Walt is 70. He's got to be
74
he's
now?
got to be 74, something like that. And he's one of those guys who not only hasn't lost a step in his work, but is actually gotten better.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's hard. To even imagine that, but he really has. He has not lost a step. I mean, there's only few guys, Hubert maybe being one, that when they get to a certain age, your skills start to degrade, or you start to have health issues or something. But art stuff is every bit as good, or not art. Yes, arts is every bit as good too. But Walt is just still right there at the top of his game.
Yeah,
I agree.
Just this big panel here, looking down on the surgical bay and stuff, and just all that cool text stuff that he's got pointing right down,
and you can tell this is plotted out like image style. Like it's definitely it has a different pace to it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's just great.
Look at those glasses.
I know.
What was that Shazam character with the worm? What was that guy's name?
Oh, Mr. Mind. Mr. Mind. World's wickedest worm.
Yeah.
Didn't he have like a little radio too?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's one of my all-time favorite villains.
Is he really?
I love Mr. Mind.
That's
but he always hangs out with the bald-headed guy with the round glasses, right?
Dr. Savannah.
Dr. Savannah, that's it. Yeah.
That's funny.
So just
damn,
look at Walt getting in there. He scripted it too, so he's getting in there with it.
Sexy.
I know. Look at he's got the big sexy shot.
The reflection on her leg, dude. It's so cool. Or her buttock.
Her buttocks. Her metal buttocks.
Yes.
Her buttocksian.
Shiny.
So yeah.
Be nice. It'd be nice to polish that, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
There you go.
Wax on, wax off.
Wax on, wax off.
Oh my gosh.
The waxer. Another nice big shot. So yeah,
we would have all wanted to study with Mr. Miyagi if we got to put wax on and wax off of that.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
That chassis.
And this is one I don't think I actually discovered this book until probably 10 or 15 years ago. Like I didn't know about it back when it came out. It was just looking through like dollar boxes, and I was like, "What is this? Walt drawn Cyberforce? Oh yes, please.
Sign me up.
Sign me up. Big cool stuff. Yeah.
Barfing energy at him.
The world is upside down when Marvel's isn't ringing Walt's phone off the hook.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, he did do so. They brought back. This is probably 2-3 years ago now. Somebody in the chat probably knows. Oh, Dennis knows, I'm sure. They did a book, X-Men Legends, and they had
X Factor.
Yeah, they did 2 issues, and it was Wheezy doing the writing and Walt doing the art on it. And that was a couple years ago.
Yeah,
and
but
he
that's
did
like oldies tour. Yeah, that's when they call you for the oldies tour.
Well, the name of the book was X-Men Legends, and that's basically they had Will Spertasio do a couple issues.
Yeah.
So anyhow, so there you go. That's it. That's that book. So
well, on that subject, Graham, I don't know why Marvel hasn't come to terms with John Byrne in that X-Men story.
Oh, right.
Elsewhere.
They suck. That's why, because they suck.
Yeah, printing money right there, man.
Yeah, talk about leaving money on the table.
Yep,
Idiots.
totally.
Well, yeah, that's right. You got idiots running the company. So what do you expect?
Do. Wait a minute. Would that be CB?
That's what I heard. They couldn't come. They were
whoever's pulling his strings.
Yeah.
I heard they just couldn't come to an agreement. So I don't know what that means,
CB.
but
well, now that Malin is going to be running.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And actually, I read that I was hired too. I'm supposed to vet the artist to see if they're manly enough. Me and Gina Carano.
Oh,
Excellent.
cool.
Oh, there you go.
That's what the article says. So,
Yeah.
Makes total sense. All right,
you guys
Mr.
will all
Lecrae.
make the cut.
Thank you. Feel better now.
I'm not sure that's
worried.
a good thing
I
at
was
this
worried.
point. I kind of like where I'm
You
at.
gotta force them to eat a T-bone steak, right?
Steaks
right.
every day.
See how
Without
they do.
crying.
Without
But-
crying.
And some bourbon.
There'd be no crying.
No
All
crying.
right, I'm adding it to the stage.
All right, this is just self-serving joke. As you can see, Simonson up here on the cover. This was a Gen 13 bootleg. I plotted and drew for a Wildstorm, but they wouldn't do it unless I could get a big name writer to do it with me. And so I talked Walter into doing it. And I basically, he had no idea what I was doing. I just sent him the pages and he just wrote dialogue. And every once in a while I go, okay, Walter, this is going on here. And he go, okay. And so that was pretty much it. And then he handed it over to Wheezy in the second issue because he was too busy. And so then Wheezy just took my script and basically, edited it and turned it in. And there you go. So, but that's not Walter's art. That's me. I'm just being a smart.
Wheezy's a talented writer.
She is excellent.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and also the Manhunter. The first issue of the Manhunter in Detective Comics was October 1973.
73.
Okay, 73.
That sounds about right.
That's right, because it was bi-monthly at that point.
Yep.
That's weird because that 74 stuff from that Washington 74 or whatever was a lot wonkier than the Manhunter stuff.
Well, I wonder. That's what I was saying. How could that Star Slammer stuff from college be 1974? He was already working as a pro.
Well, it said 70 on the earliest stuff, but
that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And maybe he did something for the college afterwards.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
What do they
Can
call
I share
that?
the screen?
Yeah. Go ahead. This is our good friends at Atlas Comics in the 70s. They did this thrilling adventure stories. I think I've talked to you guys about this before because I saw the original painting for this at
San Diego.
Albert Moy's. Yeah, me and Fraga were looking at it.
Is this Neil Adams?
Yeah, they wanted $100,000 for it. It was a painted cover.
What?
Wow.
There's not a lot of painted Neil stuff floating around.
Yeah, so
Don't put it in the sun because that looks like dyes.
Yeah.
Well, it was up on the thing, so I couldn't see it really, really close. But
it had like cellophane on it.
Yeah, it was very vibrant though. So, but anyway, so Simonson did a story in here that I thought was really, really cool. When I bought this thing, I didn't realize what was in it. There's a Toth story in here. There's a John Severin war story. There's a Simonson samurai story, and there's somebody else in there. I was like, are you kidding me? This is the greatest comic ever made. But that's the cover. But here's a shot.
I love it.
Here's a shot inside. This was, I think, 75-ish, probably. But here's a page from the samurai story right there. And they were all in black and white because it was like a Savage Tales type magazine.
Yeah. Yo, that's excellent. The killing of the bug right there, that spider.
Yeah, and you got Archie Goodwin did the script and Walter Simonson did the art.
Yeah, he and Archie did a lot of stuff together.
Yeah, they did.
I love those last 4 panels. Those are great.
Yeah. So it's not a super expensive magazine. I mean, I got a near mint copy, so it's a little bit more expensive, but you can get reader copies of this stuff for, $10 or something on eBay. But yeah, it's amazing. Like you open this up and you go, okay, this is the lead story, right? And you're going, oh, this is awesome. Simonson Samurai story. Then it goes into a Toth story. Then it goes into a John Severin war story. And you're like, holy crap.
What number is it again?
Yeah, but the second story is a Jack Sparling story. So
yeah, you can't have everything.
I'm going through it right now.
This is Thrilling Adventure Stories number 2.
Number 2.
Magazine size.
Russ Heath story looks kind of cool.
Oh yeah, Russ Heath is in there.
Yeah,
right.
And then I got a thing on the Towering Inferno.
Probably was that Neil Adams art? Or was it just
no? It's an article.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, and there's John Severin. Oh well. I can share this if you guys want to see the interiors.
Yeah, I'd love to
dump this and go ahead.
There you go.
Because it's like one of those gems. You pick it up and you just go, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
Oh, that's Severin.
Yeah, there's Severin,
right?
War story. Just did it specifically for Billy.
Look at him tossing the potato masher in there.
Yeah.
What a dick.
Look at the guy at the bottom. Kill him, you fools.
Yeah. Wow. Look at this stuff.
Yeah.
I love Severin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did
so
great textures and stuff.
One of my favorite pictures is him. It looks like it's from probably the 1950s, maybe early 1960s. He's at his drawing board and he's holding a 1911 Colt automatic, and he's drawing it with his other hand. He's looking at it, and that ain't no plastic gun.
Oh wow!
Here's Toth.
There you go. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Hey, look, it was written by your boy Zach.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Richard
He's older than we
Myers.
thought. Who knew?
Man, that's quite a departure stylistically.
From what?
From the one we were just looking at, the
Oh,
war.
yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Man, that first page of the Simonson Samurai story is the eye level is with the grass,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and the way
Oh,
he
look at
treated the grass was crazy. It's like page 6. Who is
Damn.
this? Who is
This
this?
is
here?
Toth.
This is Toth.
That wow, it's got more of like a Jack Davis feel to
Yeah,
it.
they're showing the future, which is 1990, and that's a
Ooh,
that
shit.
is 1990 right there.
Pop, pop.
Pow, 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 pow.
Yeah. Look at the nuance here of the gloved hand. He's got the one finger bent in, you know,
Yeah.
as he's cradling the gun. That's really great.
He probably posed that shit out himself because it's wonderful.
I want to become a kung fu master.
You do.
I can get that
It's
album.
never
It'll
too
come-
late.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's never too late to learn. Aaron.
There it is, dude.
Oh my god. That's so great.
Wow.
The temple of the spider.
I would have
Yeah.
put a bug flying. Look at that.
Yeah, this is beautiful.
How did you find this issue, Graham? That
There's
Yeah,
it's called Read Comics Online, and you can type in the title, and just about any comic will come up.
Here, I'll put it in our chat, Billy.
wow, read
Look at that
comics.
temple.
There you go, Billy. Check our chat.
So it's in the private chat.
Yeah, the here.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll copy it and I'll put it in another thing. Yeah.
yeah, it's a great site for research, man. A lot of
Yeah,
really good stuff.
Sure
man.
is. Sure
this
is,
Walt
buddy.
This Walt story's awesome.
Yeah. This is really good. Look at it. Yeah, that's
Look at
great.
that.
Look at all the
Thank you for
shadows.
This is fun. This is fun. This is
You gotta
fun.
love the ads too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can always tell what year it is. Like there's all this Planet of the Apes stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So you know this is like 75.
Yeah, that would have been either what, Conquest or Battle for the Planet
Yeah,
of the Apes.
And the
That's
back
when the
on,
TV show came out.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
on the back, or not the back, but near the end, like page 40, Film Monster Home Movies available in Super 8. You could buy Rodan for $7.95.
Who drew that story?
That was Jack Sparling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there it is. Look at
There it
that.
is.
You could buy the movies on 8mm for $8 plus 75. You know, cents.
Oh look, Return of Captain Marvel. That's the one where he was shooting the dudes with that machine gun.
Yeah.
Doesn't he throw
Throwing
somebody
the-
off a building?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Don't mess with
Stephen De La Vega, $2. Thank you very much. I'm late. X-Men New Teen Titans is my favorite.
Heck yeah.
Stephen, you I hope you're sitting down. Aaron Lopresti has never even read that book, never paged through it, even.
That's a sad thing.
That
I
is.
know.
I can't believe you, Aaron.
I know.
I know.
I can't believe
But the
you
good
either,
thing is he
Graham.
gets to experience it for the first
Oh,
time.
you remembered, huh?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
That's right.
I'm like an elephant. I never forget.
That's true.
Unless you
Look at this.
forget.
$4.99. Moon Doogie for $4.99. Hail bro, sitting around talking about comic greats and their work is part of what comics is all about. Also, Walt's Orion issues were awesome.
Yes.
They are.
Ryan.
Or
There's
Ryan.
a-
Ryan, sorry.
Yeah, there's a
They did all those
splash
new gods.
page. There's a splash page in number 2. It's like a low angle on a car, and it's so good. So good.
Those were in that thing I got from you, right, Dan?
I believe they are.
Nice. Because I actually don't own all those.
You do.
What do you
Oh,
think would happen if we mailed in $8 to that address?
You would lose $8 in a
Well,
stamp.
Yeah.
You know what you should do is you should Google that address just to see where it is and what it looks like with satellite.
Oh, Aaron, speaking of packages, I got a package from you today.
Yes. Yes, you do.
Thank you.
And
You're welcome.
speaking of mailing into old addresses, somebody, back in the 1940s, Stan wrote this book about, how to work in comics.
How to make
And it
it
was like this little pamphlet thing, and if you mailed in 25 cents, he would mail that to you. Well, flash forward to like 1975, some guy sends in his 25 cents with that coupon from the old comic, and Stan wrote him.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, I've read the letter. It's so cool.
Mm.
He says, now,
Oh, that's cool.
the price has gone up a little bit, but you know.
You know, the thing is, if that's the book I'm thinking of, I think it went up and it was $1, and then somebody reprinted it because I have a copy of it, you know, a reprint, but they did it the same size, like small.
Yeah, it's like a weird size. Yeah.
I've got it here if you want to see it.
Yeah, show it.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah. Let's
That would be a great future bros to go.
Yeah,
through
we're just a train going off the tracks.
This is when it cost $1, so this is you were right about that.
Is that the reissue one, Dan, you're talking about?
It's the one that's $1.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't be the one from the 40s.
No.
that would be a lot of money in the 40s.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then it must be the reprint, but go ahead and share.
Let's see. Oh yeah, hold on. There it is. Yeah, that's it. I got that. Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
Except
behind the comics.
Yeah.
Yep.
Powerhouse.
It's great. Dude, that is from that's from the old school original, because the one I have is on slick paper and it's color.
Look at sexy Stan over here.
Stan had
his hair.
Secret number 1. Who is Stan Lee and why did he write this book? That's secret number 1. Secret number 2. How a comic magazine is born. Yeah, we'll do. You know what, guys? Let's we know it exists,
save it,
but let's save this. Let's save this for another day.
Because we can go through that whole book in 2 hours, no problem.
That'd be a great future bro.
I think Dan knows what he's doing when it's his turn in a few weeks.
Oh yeah, it is.
Oh, surprise.
Surprise.
All right, Aaron. So basically, Aaron, that was your round, and Graham showed it, right?
Yes. So it's
all right,
Billy.
All right.
Can I share your screen?
Not yet.
Okay.
But we're going to talk about not a character that Walter created, but one he certainly saved, I think, from pussydom and lameness. And if I may just bring it up, and then we could bring it up.
Archangel.
X-Men character.
True, man.
I love this, so we can share it. I know he didn't do a lot of
dude,
Archangel,
I love Archangel.
This character is badass. Me too. Let me find
what's his name? Metal Wings? Is that his name?
No, Archangel.
Archangel, bro. Metal.
How do you really feel about this, Graham?
And he can throw the razor sharp things off of his wings.
The spatulas.
Yeah.
But just look at this from Angel. Remember how lame he was by this point, right?
Yeah, he looked like a surfer tennis player with the fruity dove wings.
He looked like the fucking idiot
Well, he
from
is
Barbarella.
gay now, so.
Is he gay?
Yeah.
No, that's Iceman. Angel's not.
Oh, he might be though before too long.
Yeah, maybe he's bi. Who knows? He's fluid. Right. Come on, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, don't tell me about X-Men. I know everything about them.
I know.
This is the only X title I read.
So, as Graham would attest, the rest of them, they all made fun of him because he's just Angel flying around with little bird wings, and now he becomes Art and kills them all. It's great. He just kills all the X-Men, every one of them. Warren. No, he doesn't kill him.
I'm no longer
Warren. What the hell are you talking about?
Warren's dead. Warren's
now
not
I'm
here.
interested.
This series was so awesome because it started off with Butch Guice, and then it went to Silvestri, and then Simonson took over, and then after
No. Silvestri didn't draw X Factor, Bogdanov did.
Yeah,
Are you sure?
It was John
Sylvester
Bogdanov.
drew Uncanny, didn't he? And Sylvester drew Uncanny.
Yeah,
I thought Silvestri did a couple issues of this.
No.
Someone help me out.
He did it. There was a crossover.
Yeah, Inferno.
There's a crossover that went between X Factor and 2 issues of X-Men, and X Factor was in those X-Men.
Well, Walt did the cover for X Factor #1.
He did. Weren't there like 9 covers or something?
Yeah, there's like 5 covers. Butch did one, Layton did one, Walt did one.
I would love to hear the story behind that.
I think.
Stippling Vaughn says. Okay, so Stippling Vaughn says Mark did 1 issue Now I gotta find it 'cause I don't
Thank
remember.
So did
you.
Liefeld. Liefeld did an issue. Art Adams did 3.
Yeah, but that was later, wasn't it? It wasn't in the before Simonson. Maybe though, because Simonson didn't take over till like 18 or something or 16.
Well, he was definitely during the Inferno stuff. So that was what, 87, 88, like the year-ish?
Number 8.
Because the way he drew Madeline Pryor, my lord.
See, I knew that he did at least one issue. So there.
So there.
He did one.
Okay.
I apologize. We all owe you an apology, Aaron.
I think you do.
No, I'm not apologizing to him.
Who inked this stuff? Because this doesn't look like it's got the hook up here.
I think it's Bob Wyachek, isn't it?
I was gonna say it's Bob Wyachek, I think.
You mean Bob Wyachek?
Whoa, shot fired.
Man. Hey, you know what?
Bob's a nice guy.
Anchor on anchor crime, bro. Let's not do that.
Wow, man, that's rough right there.
Wow, that is rough.
Art's
I
going
always
down
like
the
Bob's
top,
ink.
baby.
Wow.
I think every inker has somebody that they hook up. You know, like it looks well. There's chemistry.
Yeah.
This doesn't look like that.
You know, the guy that the guy that, even though I like him and I like his work when he's on his own, but the guy, like the anti-hookup guy to me is Steve Laola. It always looks super heavy and like overdone, you know? It's like,
I liked him on Bruner.
I thought you were going to say Vince Coletti.
No.
Now, Vince Coletti is a genius, Mike.
Coletta.
Hey,
Coletta, yeah.
You know, Vince Coletti's going to be dead someday, and then you're all going to be like, you know, I used to love his inks.
Yeah, that's right.
I love the Zinks on Thor.
I love how.
Yeah,
I love how
so do I.
Billy's working in a line from Stripes, in case you didn't notice that.
I used to listen to his records all the time.
Yeah, that's right. Tito Fuentes are going to be dead someday, and you're going to say, I used to listen to him all the time, and he was marvelous, or something like that. Sylvester, according to Blackjack, Sylvester did issue 12 too. That's 2 issues now that Sylvester
I'm going to look. He did breakdowns on issue 8 with inks by, I believe, an inker that he can't stand, Joe Rubenstein. Dan, do you know if that's true or no?
I can look it up. X Factor 8.
No. I know. I'm looking at it. Joe Rubenstein did finishes over Mark on issue 8. But I swear I remember somebody saying that Mark just didn't like Joe's stuff over him.
Yeah, Mark didn't like Dan Green's work either, but I thought Dan Green.
Oh my God, really?
Man. I thought that stuff was
really well
great.
together.
Yeah.
Green was a great inker.
Yep.
Yeah.
God, I love Dan Green's stuff over
too.
Mark.
Yeah.
I think Rubenstein, or how I always said Rubenstein, but if it's Rubenstein,
It is Rubenstein.
Okay, yeah. With Rubenstein, like him inking Frank Miller was nice. Him doing all that stuff in the Marvel Universe was nice. But it seemed like his stuff in the late 80s, early 90s looked like rush work. And I know that he did finishes on Liefeld's New Mutants stuff for the Extinction Agenda. And I was like, Rubenstein's usually better than this. And he said that he had a studio that he would just like hand pages out and, you know, sign in his name to it, which you know, I don't know if that's true, but that's what I was told.
Well, didn't Rubenstein didn't he come up through the ranks as a studio? Like, he work with Giordano?
I thought
he was a continuity guy.
Oh, okay.
He was in continuity the same time Howard and Dennis were there. Yeah.
Because I've seen a picture of like him, Howard, Simonson posing for something.
Yeah.
Oh, without their shirts on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, that's in my locker, man.
Whoa. You have a locker.
And when he says
in your own
locker, he
house?
means bathroom.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that Dan's got a locker in his own house.
I do. Wouldn't that be rad? Like
you lock your shit away from your kids.
Yeah, you get up, you put your drawing shit on, you know, punch in. What's up, Ralph? Hey, Sam. You know. Yeah.
You have a shower right next to your.
I do locker. Actually. My shower's right there.
You know what? If you had a locker, Dan, your comics fell out, it would be the only time you weren't embarrassed when that happened.
That's true.
That's right.
I'd be sad though because they fell. You know.
Yeah.
You know, now that I think about it,
if I had Andy's been here, if I had somewhere to lay down like a cot, a microwave, and a fridge down here, I would never have to leave. Like there's a shower and a bathroom, and you know.
Oh, nice.
That's exactly why I don't have those things up here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got a sump pump. I could always
Yeah.
be in that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that sump pump is down underneath underneath the slab.
I
after
got
the
a Mountain
flood.
Dew bottle.
There you go.
See, here's the thing. I know we're going off the rails on this. My parents, before my dad moved out here, lived up in the Bay Area, a little north of San Francisco, and it would take an average of 7 hours to get from where I lived to where they lived. And sometimes, like, you'd be on the long parts of the 5 freeway, and there wouldn't be anywhere to pee, And what I found was that the best bottle for road pissing is a Gatorade bottle, because
The
when you
wide
get
mouth.
yes,
Yeah.
It's got a
because
wide mouth.
when you're
yep.
trying to like hold your tip on it and drive at the same time, it doesn't work so good. But when you can just kind of drop it in there,
Yeah.
you know.
my gosh.
No, this is
I'm
hacks.
keeping it real, man.
Keeping it so real. Yeah, Gatorade. See, yeah, Maromi knew a Gatorade bottle. That is the way. That is.
Yeah.
the way.
All right. Well, that Archangel, one of my favorite.
There you go. Archangel it is. Well,
So
that's
wait
a
a
damn good
second.
choice.
That's
You
my
guys-
favorite X-Men.
This is
Archangel.
my first time seeing this, and maybe just not knowing. I didn't know that his face turned into that sort of skull thing.
This
I
is
didn't-
the first time you see him, so I don't know if
I
he
don't remember
changed
that.
from that.
Yeah, I don't
know.
remember that at all. Like, I'm going, wait a second, is history rewriting itself?
Because
Yeah,
on the
those other
cover,
shots, he
yeah.
doesn't have the skull. Yeah, the other shot, he's normal.
Yeah. Look at
And the
that
cover, too,
stacked
is
shot, man. All the X-Men in a skinny horizontal panel. The one more, that right there. 1, 2, 3, 4 people. And it's super
Yep.
clear.
Yeah.
That SOB. Love
And I
it.
love how he just shot all those blades. And
Hopefully
killed them
we'll
all.
see him at Garden State. That would be great.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's what I got. Just love that character.
Nice.
Thank him and Louise for creating it.
Heck
Mhm.
yeah.
That's good stuff.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
I gotta shut my camera off. 1 second.
Okay, Thibert.
All right, I'm up. All right, you guys ready
You
for
are.
a Grand Slam? Grand Slam.
Grand Slam.
Boom, baby. Fantastic
If it's
Four.
not, I'm going to kick you. Just kidding. Oh, because you inked it? Did you ink this?
I didn't ink this. I wish. That would have been a great art
Okay.
return.
Is this the cross time caper thing?
Yeah, I dug the storyline too. Yeah, I was like bringing the sci-fi back to Fantastic Four. Yeah, because they're not like a superhero team; they're more like an adventure team. And I
Right.
thought that this storyline really tied into it. I like the sled, the time sled, Rosebud 2. This is a great storyline. I do remember, if you look, you got Ben Grimm, and then you got, what was her name? Sharon.
I don't remember.
Sharon Share-alike.
She was the
Oh,
she
no,
was
wait a
the
minute, sorry, that's
thing.
the girl
She was
thing.
For a different magazine.
Yeah, the she thing or something.
The
The
latest.
she
thing.
thing. Yeah.
I
And
hated that character.
I did too. And I remember I was talking to Walter, and Walter was like, I got this annual coming up. He's like, I don't know what to do. I don't have a story. He goes, you got any ideas? Things you like, things you don't like? And I said, I don't like the female thing. And I said, what would be an interesting idea is if you had, since they're kind of romantic, Ben Grimm and whatever her name, Sharon something. What if they both wanted to get together? They wanted to, actually be a real couple, and each gave up what they don't want to give up, because she liked the power of being the thing,
Right.
and Ben liked being a human again. So the idea was Ben becomes the thing so he can be compatible with her, but unbeknownst to him, she turns human again so she can be compatible with him. So then, you have this kind of romantic idea that reverses everything and puts things back where they should be, which is Ben Grimm as the thing. And he said, oh, okay. And then the annual came out and it said, I want to give special thanks to R.T. Bear for the idea for the story. He said, but no pay. He goes, credit, but no pay.
Did he say that in the credits?
Yeah, he said
That's
it in the
awesome.
credit.
I
Yeah.
remember her name, Art. It's Sharon Fluids.
Oh no, it's not.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's the only
I
time.
thought Sharon Stone would be appropriate, but it's already
Exactly.
taken, right?
Yeah, all I can think of is Sharon Tate, but that's not right. That's not right at all.
Sharon.
That's very wrong.
Fluids.
That is very, very wrong.
They could
Yeah, but this
both-
was
That's like something. That's like something that would come out of Fraga's mouth.
No, listen, what would come out of my mouth is that their pillow talk sounds something like, "I'm so hard right now, so am I." You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I always thought like it was weird that she wore the golden arches like on her breasts.
What is that?
What is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was a
McDonald's.
weird
All the way, man.
design. Yeah, the golden arches, baby. But look at like even this kind of like Thor on the cover, just so badass, man.
Energy.
He was born to draw that character. But yeah, this was a great run. I love the artwork. And then when I got asked to ink him as a favor, I was like, holy shit. So this is me inking over the great Walter Simonson. So this is also a Fantastic Four. I can't blow it up too much more because it'll distort, but yeah.
Some great stuff, dude.
Cool.
Very cool.
So lucky.
Yeah, I got to ink it with everything was lettered too. So all the workman stuff, all that was on the board before I got to ink it. So
Now wait, so
you-
you would have gotten pages of this?
Yeah, I was going to say you got some pages, right?
yeah, I got a third of the pages back. Yeah.
And
I think
you
I have
sold
one.
How many of them?
I sold all of them, but I think I have the credit page. I still have that one.
Very few blacks.
What?
Really nice,
Blacks
man.
not
Well,
exist.
you know, sometimes not
It's
every
the Fantastic
story
Four.
is with
I mean,
other
there's
people.
not that many in the cast.
Oh wait.
But this was
It's
so
a
much
wow.
fun to do. I inked this with a gelatte, so it was kind of like a brush. So it was very, very fluid. So it threw down a lot of
wow.
ink, and yeah, it was a blast to do. I think I inked this issue. I did finishes over Dan Jurgens on an Adventure of Superman, and I think I inked an Uncanny X-Men issue over Jim Lee all the same month.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
Savage.
What pen
Most
point was the gelato? Gelato what?
It was an 850.
850. That's the
think.
850. They're
They're like a
Okay.
brush. They're almost like a brush, but they're it's the best of like a brush and a nib.
Yeah.
I really, really like those. And I remember having a conversation with Scott Williams. He's like, what are you using? I told him. And so then he gave up the hunt for the gelato. And just
Really?
about that, at that time, the gelatos were getting harder and harder to find because they were exported or imported
Yes,
from England. And so they were harder and harder to find. So I ended up adapting to the hunt, which is what he was using. And he started using the gelatos. So I thought that was an interesting kind of trade-off. But yeah,
It's
this
kind
is
of like the Thing and the Mrs. Thing, right? They switch.
ooh, yeah, Sharon Tate.
Yeah.
Sharon Fluid. Wait,
Sharon
what?
Fluid, yeah.
Yeah.
But that was amazing. And then I had these crazy characters that I know and created, and I love these guys, these chrono mechanics, these time repairmen. And this was a trade. And I asked Walter if he would hook me up with a forward, and you can't really read
damn.
it, but you can see his name. Time waits for no one. There it is, right there.
Passes you by.
Yeah, so he was nice enough to hook me up on that. And there's one thing about Walter that I was thinking as we were talking. We each have like a Walter like story, like interaction with him, and he's probably one of the older statesmen in comics, but also has touched so many people generationally. With his input, his support, all this stuff. I mean, I've never met anybody, quite like that guy, just with the generosity.
It's
and
really
everything.
true. Yeah, it's really true.
Yeah.
And speaking of stories, personal stories, he showed me the pages from that time travel caper, and he was showing me some of the storytelling he was doing, how he was trying to visualize when they were moving through time. And it would be like, it was really cool. And it was like, I can't even describe it. You have to pull the issues out and look, but it was like overlapping images of like Mr. Fantastic.
Oh, the Fantastic Four stuff. Yeah, there was like a mirror
and,
image. There was like a trace images. Of
and he was like, I was trying something new here. I don't know if it worked or not. And I'm like, well, I'll tell you, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it freaking worked for me. Yeah.
Oh.
I wonder if he just did he make Xeroxes and then just kind of like paste them up? Because I don't think they were hand drawn. Because I think they were the same image, just repeated.
I don't know. I'm trying to remember because I was looking at the original page and I know it was on there, but he may have pasted it up and I just don't remember.
Do you remember what issue that is?
Well, yeah,
there were many issues where whenever they
in
time
the 340s, 340s.
Yeah, but the cover you just showed, wasn't that part of that?
Yeah, that was the start of that story arc, I believe. I don't know what number it was though.
Is it on the art though that you just showed? Isn't it written on the cover?
I already deleted it. It's
No,
probably like
the one he showed was 344.
Yeah, 344.
You guys look
forward.
Oh, 352. Bob Malarkey says 352. We're moving on to Graham. Can I share your screen?
Let me just give a little intro for this.
Yeah, go ahead.
So my second introduction to Walt's work was this magazine, which I believe is 1975, 76, possibly. It's the Rampaging Hulk. Go ahead, Andy.
Mm-hmm. I think I have that magazine.
Oh my gosh, I did. I had. That's not Walter's work though, right?
Yeah,
it is.
It's Walt. Alfredo Alcala.
I have that. Oh my god, I still remember seeing that on the newsstand. Holy shit!
Yep.
Yeah. This was amazing because I loved Kirby's Hulk, and this was the first time I ever see anybody else doing Kirby's Hulk. With the Frankenstein head, and it had that power that Kirby could do. Now he's overpowered by Alfredo Alcala here. You can tell by these faces down here, but still, it's still got that Walt power. Yeah.
Well, it's like those Thor issues that Tony Dozaniga inked over them. You could still tell it was Walt, but it was heavy inking at the time. Is
that Walt's first run on Thor you're talking about?
Yeah.
I love those stories. Those were great.
Oh, those are great. But it's you look at that Thor and then you look at his Thor and you're just like, holy crap.
Well, I discovered as going through for Simonson stuff, I discovered that he did an issue of John Carter of Mars, which I didn't realize he did. Nebray's inked him. You can't even tell it's Simonson.
Oh wow!
I know. I was looking through that collection I have, and I saw Walt's name, and I'm like, "You've got to be kidding me!"
That's what I thought, and I was like, "It looks just like Nebray's, though. You can't tell it's Simonson."
Yeah, if you're gonna work with Rudy, just give him breakdowns.
Yeah, exactly.
Same thing like with Kubert. It doesn't matter what you do; it's gonna look like Kubert.
Yep.
Look at the power in this, and I just look at that, the musculature on that arm and the vein and the bicep. It's so great. And just he's putting his fist right through that old man's face.
Graham, what year was this?
I think it's 75.
77, I think, actually.
Really? That late?
77. It's when the Hulk was getting really popular.
Henry says that Walter did the first 3 issues.
That's true. Yep.
Yeah. I know I only have one of them. So
and the stories took place in early Marvel time. So like I think in the second issue he meets like the Kirby X-Men. And then in one he meets Namor, Submariner.
Shit, I might have number 1. Wow.
Yeah, he's like it's might be an Earl Norm cover where it's kind of an up view of Hulk like holding a tank over his head.
Yep, that's it.
Damn, I'll have to look.
I've got it. I bought it when it came out. I remember seeing that cover and going, "Holy smokes, I got to get this."
Yeah, and then when I saw the Frankenstein Hulk, I said, "I'm all in."
You're right, Graham. It was January 1977.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I wonder what if he is so overpowered in this issue, how much work did he do? Walt? Did he just do breakdowns? Because it looks nothing like his work at all.
Right. Well, Alcala
but you just
did ink wash too, right?
Yeah, I mean, look at that wash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know because it's his early work. So, starting out, it could have been, do full pencils.
Well, 77.
We'll have an Alfredo ink it. Okay. You know what I mean? Who knows?
I mean, there's Simonson isms here. You know, the power of the shot, the speed lines. Like in this one here, you know, the spaceships going back in perspective, and just the I love that. I would love to own this splash page. Look at that thing.
Yeah.
It's got Rick Jones, it's got Betty Ross, Thunderbolt Ross, and the Hulk coming at
Hey,
you.
Graham, who is Rick Jones, Graham?
Who's Rick Jones?
Yeah.
Well, he's the jalopy
Setup,
cruising
yes.
teenager who's the Hulk's only friend.
There you go, buddy.
He's everybody's sidekick.
He's Marvel's snapper car.
He is. Carbon Dioxide for $2. Batman 366, my favorite Walt Simonson, one of the best covers. That's
Yeah,
the
I love
Joker
that
one.
one.
That's the
Yeah.
Joker
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
On the Aztec
Thank you.
pyramid.
Yeah. That's an
Inside
expensive
some really
issue, too.
John Newton art too.
Especially if you have it near mint like I do.
Oh boy.
I bought mine
Somebody
on the
needs to
stand and
collect.
read the shit out of it, Aaron. Sorry, mine's not.
Well, I read mine too. It's not slabbed, but I kept it in good condition, Graham, because I respect the medium.
Wow. Wow.
I was too busy drawing the Don Newton stuff, so I had the pages out so that I could eventually draw Batman.
Okay, well,
Aaron had it. Hey, Aaron had his plastic gloves on, daintily looking through the book to keep.
I
it-
was. I had my cotton
Daintily.
gloves on, daintily reading it to make sure it stayed. In,
Can't forget.
I can
Painting.
picture Aaron with those little white animation gloves, you know,
Yeah.
like like you see in the museums, you know, that turn the pages for you with those white
Yeah.
gloves.
This conversation almost went the way when you would say, Graham, I was in my bedroom reading them, blah, blah, blah. And then Aaron would say, you had a bedroom?
Hey, we know Aaron did. He showed us the house.
You know,
he
we
grew
had,
up in.
we had
We did
4
see it.
kids under the same roof.
We had to
I
read
think
our
it would be
near-mint
great
comic
if we
books on the
all took-
floor.
I think it would be great if all of us, not Aaron, because his place is the destination. So the 5 of us took a sojourn to Aaron's residence, surprised him, went up to his office, and it just started unbagging comics to look at.
Yes. Yes.
You guys would have to hold me down while the other one's just like ripping them out of the bags. I'd just be screaming like a banshee.
But
Hey,
Shelly had replaced
This
the
one's
whole
been hard
collection.
plastic. How do I open it up?
Graham comes with a freaking jigsaw.
You got your pocket knife. You got one.
Look at Graham showed his true colors. He's got one slabbed right there.
It's
Come on
true.
now.
Yeah.
But I wanted to open it. You told me I wasn't allowed.
Well,
No.
that's a 7.5.
7-0.
Dude, you
Yeah,
don't
I gotta
wanna
go
open
with
that.
Aaron
No,
on that
you gotta
one.
leave it. Come on, man. That's a golden age book and a 7.0. That's like a near mint book from the 40s. Show some respect, Graham. Jeez.
Jeez Louise.
And every time you pick up that Hulk 1 through 6, not slabbed, it drives me nuts. That book is worth so much money.
Even in the shape he has it too, right, Aaron? Because I
Yeah,
know
it's
that
like
too.
You had a VG copy of that goes for 40 grand.
Holy
that book
shit.
is so
Oh yeah, I got
tough.
a VG. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're sitting on 40
At
grand.
least.
So don't roll it up. When I say you're sitting on it, I don't mean literally sit on it.
Yes.
I took a picture once by the fireplace holding my FF1, and I had like a glass of wine. I said, reading my FF1 by the fireplace on a cold winter's night. And I took a picture of it, and people were like, oh my God, keep that away from the fire. Don't spill wine on it.
And I lost my mind. I was like, who is this? Well, I tell the
No,
story.
I
went
agree
in-
with that.
Back in the Ultraverse days, we went over to Rick Hoberg's house, and he had just stacks of comics in his studio lined up on the wall. I mean, literally almost as high as the ceiling, 6-foot stacks of comics. And they had this shorter stack. Like there's 5 or 6 stacks, right? And on the shorter stack, on the top of that stack, was a Spider-Man #1, and I almost lost my freaking
Oh my
mind.
God.
What?
Just sitting out, no
Just
bed
sitting
and
there, and I was like, "Are you kidding?" So I went and picked it up, and I made sure my
stole it.
hands were all dirty, and I left a few fingerprints on it. Show that guy.
And then Rick was like, "Oh, here, you can have it." And Aaron was like, "What did I do?"
He's shoving Doritos in his mouth and he's getting all the orange powder on his
Yeah,
fingers.
exactly. The Taco Bell all over it. I'll show you to respect comics, buddy.
You son of a bitch.
Well, this is my present to you, Aaron. It's your Spider-Man #1. Ah!
Yeah, that'd have been. Oh boy, I don't know if I'd ever recover from that.
That's hilarious. All right, well, that's cool. We're gonna move on because this is obviously our last round. Fraga boom.
All right, this is actually my #1 pick. And for real, I'm so glad none of y'all picked it.
I have it as my third, but go
Me
ahead.
too. Me too.
hey, but we're only doing 2, so well, great minds think alike, gents.
It worked out. It all worked out.
It's a great one.
Perfectly.
I've got the artist edition of this too. It wasn't put out through IDW. It was put out through someone else, but you can get this one full size black and white, and it's quite a treat. Again, working with his common partner in crime, Archie Goodwin. They did this is 1979 Alien. Well, I mean, look at how cool this looks. Like, imagine looking at it, all of it like that, which you can, but you just need the that
he had to do this story before the movie came out. So
that's right. Yeah, everything was based off of stills and photographs and drawings of designs. So this is kind of like how Walt would direct the movie in a way, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, who colored
hands
this?
down? I don't know. It's blue lined. That's
It says definitely blue line.
It just says Simonson, and it doesn't say who did lettering either. Maybe it says it at the end, but what I really
did the lettering.
It definitely looks like Workman.
This is my favorite, hands down, Walter Simonson work.
It's an
Do
incredible.
you think he colored it? Do you think he colored it or no?
Let's get to the end and see how it goes, because it's got a continuity feel to it, you know.
It's really horrible, the color. You know, Oh, it's so terrible.
But
I like the black and white stuff better.
This just shows you, like, one of the things that's great, and I'm not going to disparage any other guys, but we've talked about guys that just didn't thrive in superheroes, and they were really good at, you know, let's say jungle stuff or war stuff, but or whatever. Walt, you throw him anywhere. This sci-fi feels like sci-fi. If he does a fantasy, it feels like fantasy. If he does a superhero, it's over the top superhero. If he was to do a Western, you'd smell the dust.
Well, the samurai story. I mean,
that samurai story. So Walt, he's a truly great, versatile. Look at the tech. It's not incredibly detailed, but it feels detailed. Look, the lighting on this, I would imagine this came from looking at a still, but
yeah, that looks like a photo reference.
But here we are again with the awesome scale that he does.
And look at that border.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Yeah, look at that. That's great.
A lot of acting going on here. You know, the characters aren't, you know, one of my complaints about guys like Byrne, even though Byrne, you know, no real complaints, but they're kind of cookie cutter. You know, a talking head is a talking head, a mad guy is a mad guy. These have nuance. They have soul and personalities in a way that you don't see in a lot of stuff. Look at that. That hurts my eyes, but it's awesome. Again, illustrated story. I wonder was this in heavy metal at some point?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Is that what it came out in first before the graphic?
Yeah, it was magazine size and it was heavy metal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, why wasn't this just in black and white?
You can get it. There's an artist edition of it in black and white, which is superior. Look at that face hugger.
Yep.
What a great shot, man.
I have some black and white images if you guys want to see.
Yeah, let me get towards the end just to see if there's color credits back here.
Look at that.
Oh, look at that.
I know that shot. That spaceship.
Holy shit, those are
that
massive.
right there.
All right, Art.
That's epic.
Okay, does it say anything here? As we live, Alien. No, I thought maybe we would get some sort of credits, but no.
$3.95 for a graphic novel. Boy,
I know. I just saw
Art,
that. I was
let's
like,
see.
holy
Let's see what
shit.
you got, man.
Yeah, go ahead and share. There you go.
Woo! That's
there
the
it
book
is.
I have. That's the book I
Bro.
have.
Yeah, these are great. Like, I don't know if this is it's a photograph, but
That's a photograph
this
of
is
the book.
really high res of the actual book, and you
Yeah.
can see all this work, man. That's
It's
a
got
lot of ink being
Mobius.
thrown down.
I like
know?
how he
Yeah.
doesn't use any French curves.
No.
Nope.
It's just hand drawn. I mean,
Yeah.
look at that.
Yeah, it feels so organic and yet techie
Yeah.
at the same time, like Dan was saying. It's just, or Art, one of you guys was making that point earlier.
Yeah, it's very high tech, but very organic at the same time. Look at those lines, just absolutely inspiring.
The sense of scale that he does, you know, Graham said it earlier. It's really wonderful and unique. I don't see a lot of guys going this wide, you know. Like
Right.
that. That's. I mean, it's almost like a macro lens under a donut.
Hmm.
You know?
Yeah, when you think of these black lines, yeah, how he broke up the shadow here underneath the ship.
Yeah.
Those lines are probably a 1/4 inch thick. I mean, because the scale of this thing, these are big, bold ink, like brush lines,
Chunky.
all of this
Yeah.
stuff right here. But it's so shot down, and it's so detailed. You don't realize how brutal this stuff really is. There's a lot of ink being thrown down here, you guys. Like
Yeah.
a lot.
There it is.
Kilgrew with the infos.
Yeah, this is a whole
colored
bottle.
by
This is a whole bottle of ink right here.
yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of names.
Yeah. So he was saying Wiki said it was Walton, a slurry of people.
Well, they were, from my remembering this, they were under the gun on this too. So they probably got down to.
Oh, look at how gorgeous that alien, the close up of its mouth. Like, that's great too. Obviously, it's great. And the fact that he didn't finish the fingers and like, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice stylized
Sure
touch. Yeah.
But that close
Well,
up.
that is what, like that alien, especially the fingers and the ribcage, that's really taupey looking.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that is just it's so creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that depth, those line weights really give a sense of volume that man, fantastic.
And the shadows, like all the shadows are so good, but nothing's fussy. It's all just kind of thrown down.
Yeah.
It's
Good
really
point.
nice. Yeah.
Fussy. That's a great word.
That's
Yeah,
a great
it is.
word.
To have the confidence to just go in there and just go, you know what, blip, 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 and just have it work.
Yeah.
And
The
I
rest
like
of the story
how,
was like, oh, is that line perfect? You know, and it's like,
I like how art uses line work to describe shapes. Like if you close up on that mouth there on the right hand side.
Yeah, I'm
the
getting to
mouth
it.
on the right. Yeah. Okay, so you look at his lower jaw and how it's going back in perspective, and then how he's got the lines like half circles going across, describing
Oh,
the
yeah,
shape
yeah, yeah.
of that form. I love that. That adds depth to it, you know, and it really, it's really great.
And the row of teeth, that shadow that's cast onto the secondary row of teeth, just to add depth to it. This is brilliant, and just like the dabs of brush on the for the texture and stuff, like there's a lot of brushwork actually in here, more so than I thought initially. I think this is mostly brush actually.
I like those heavy brush lines on the left there that go around like his neck, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, whatever it is on that alien, it's so friggin'
Yeah,
cool.
just
Look at that.
exactly.
This is just inspired.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is completely inspired.
This is the first stuff of his that I ever saw. I remember being in the Book Vault, a little bookstore in Beaverton Mall, back at the birth of malls. And there it was on the rack. And the movie hadn't come out yet, so I didn't even know what it was. But I was flipping through that thing and just freaking out, going, "This is so cool."
So good.
And then you saw the black and white. Then you saw the black and white version, and you lost your shit again.
If you guys can get your hands on it, I highly recommend getting that edition.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Inspirational.
Inspirational.
All right, so lastly, I'm going with another one of my favorite heroes. It's a special that he did back in 1992. Superman special, written and drawn by Walt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Walt
Well,
on
Kryptonite No
Superman.
More action, and it's just got that big. Well, just this first page. I just love 9-panel grid.
Yeah.
Just the nice
He's
camera
always
pan in.
He always feels like he's setting up something you're about to turn into like a double page spread that blows your mind, right?
Right.
He's getting there. He's still setting stuff up. But I just love the chaos on this page. And then once again, John Workman, you hear it. You feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Jaboom!
This
Great colors. Is that Petra Scottis or who did the colors on this?
Look at that.
No, is it Glenn?
Glenn
was it-
Whitmore?
Glenn Whitmore did
We'll
most
find
of the
out.
Superman books.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was 92. So
Yeah,
here's
that's
another thing. I love the beep honk, beep beep honk, vroom, and then her shoes walking click clack click.
Yep.
And creak, and he comes out of the broom closet because that's where he changes.
Yeah, he did.
What do they think he's doing in there? Because they see him
Reading
come out of there a
comics.
lot.
Yeah, really.
But
He was reading comics.
Yeah, he's in there
What are you
reading
doing in
comics.
that
He doesn't want
broom
everybody to know
closet?
he's a nerd.
Shooting
Yeah.
the breeze,
Yeah.
trimming the eaves.
And do they even have a broom closet in a major office building?
Right?
Good point. Well, they have
They
to
did
have-
at the
Probably
Daily
in
There's a
Planet.
janitor closet.
yeah, they
Probably
have
in the
to have a
70s, yeah. Yeah.
Don't spoil it, Greg.
Oh, right there.
Dude, the shadow
Just
on that
love
is
that.
awesome.
Bit,
He's
like we were
just so-
saying, big Kirby vibe to it.
Yeah, he's just so stylized. You know, it's just kind of like everything he does is just like got power in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm
Who
gonna go
inked
through this
this?
a little bit.
Oh, look
quicker.
at that.
Oh,
I think Simonson inked it.
Yeah, he
Really?
usually
Yeah,
inks
he inked it.
himself.
Yeah. Walt inked it. And then you got the Newsboy Legion.
Oh,
I
yeah.
tell you what, every
car.
time I see this car, I think Speed Racer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the
Just
Mach
that
5.
angle and yeah, the Mach 5.
He's got the Newsboy Legion in this story. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He loves Kirby.
Yeah, he tip of the hat to Kirby right there.
Yeah.
Look at that shot underneath the car. That's hilarious, man. Look at that. Just
Yeah.
I would never think to do that shot from that angle. And that's why
Yeah.
I'm not Walter Simonson.
yeah.
That's right. But it's a fun job. He also did Superman issue number 666, written by Kurt Busiek. It's a
Written
one-off
by
storyline.
Satan.
I would have just skipped it.
It's kind of like that
throwback,
actually with the way the story is.
Is a throwback to that scene from the Kryptonite No More. What was that Superman
Yeah.
233?
Yeah, yeah. Kurt Murphy Anderson. Well,
Yeah.
he even has like that sand creature. Remember from that book? There's
Yeah.
the
Oh,
sand
the sand
type.
creatures in this?
I believe
the
so.
Splash,
Yeah, like
the
this.
Splash had the
Oh, look
Sandman.
at that. Oh. Who wrote
Yeah.
this? Was this written by Walt?
Walt did.
It's all
Nice.
Walter all the time.
It is the whole
It's
thing.
the Walter show. I remember
I
he
love
told me
that
he
sand
goes.
creature story.
Yeah,
So
they
great.
collected that in a nice hardcover.
Yeah. Walter said he's psychotically he's a control freak. He said 100%.
Look at that.
for
It's just
him.
great.
Yeah, he doesn't like to give anything up.
Yeah, he doesn't have to. I just love the inking on this stuff. Like we're saying, it's just so carefree looking,
Mm-hmm.
you know? It's just, but, oh, there you go. That's cool.
Walter and I were going to do a story together for Dark Horse, but they didn't approve it. When they had the Ed Grice Burroughs license, it
Mhm.
was
Yeah.
John Carter and the Biker Chicks of Mars. I'm serious. And they
Are
wouldn't.
you serious?
Yep, they wouldn't go for it.
No, I can't imagine. All right, let's get to, I guess the credits are at the end of this thing because I'm curious about the coloring since you guys brought it up. So
That's
almost
nice.
there.
That yellow with the purple and the green on that page before with those arms and the fits.
Oh, yeah.
If you go up a little bit, next page. No, keep going.
Oh, right there. Yeah, yeah.
There.
Look at that.
Mhm, mhm.
It's just fucking balls.
I think those are Lex Luthor goons. Those are Lex colors. So Let's see. Almost done. Oh, I love that shot too.
That's a great shot.
Oh.
That's actually sort of Neil Adams-y, isn't it?
Yeah,
In a way.
I can't.
Great shot though. Great shot.
it is. This whole this is another one. It's off. It's right. I just pulled stuff right off my spin rack. All right. What the hell? This thing.
You know, the interesting thing, bringing up Neil Adams real quickly, the interesting thing between these two guys is Neil would oftentimes get crazy with his storytelling and you couldn't follow what was going on. But Walter gets crazy but he never loses you.
Yeah.
Right. It just, you know, like we were saying, he doesn't sell his stuff, so he has this whole job.
Mm-hmm.
That's just cool. Being able to just pull open a drawer and go, I think I'll look at this.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, he's probably like us. He's looking at it going, oh, God, I don't like looking at this.
Can you imagine he still has that alien job? Oh, my God.
Oh, my
Lord.
God. Look at that.
Well, someone does if he doesn't sell his artwork and they had the original art edition.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sometimes they'll go right to the source or they'll go to collectors and get the pages.
To scan.
He's basically like, okay, oh, where were the credits? They must be at the front. But there are pinups. So we got Barry Windsor Smith.
Eh.
Yeah.
That's weird.
That took all of 5 minutes.
I've seen better.
Frank.
And there's another 10 minutes.
Is that a kid or a monkey?
We've got Kurt Swan and Art Thibert.
Hey, I remember that. Kurt
That's
Swan.
cool. You got
Yeah.
Kurt Swan.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
it
hate
was
you.
blast.
I bet. Golden.
Yeah, look at that.
Golden eye.
Love those plans,
Jets,
man.
He didn't mess around.
Mignola? Oh, John J. Muth.
Oh,
Kind of a weird choice.
yeah.
It's a cool pinup though.
Todd.
McFarlane, nice. Daryl.
Jeff Darrow.
Jeff Darrow, yeah.
Yeah. And that was it. Sorry, let me get back to the front real fast because I'm curious about who colored it since you guys asked.
Who?
Let's see.
It says by Walter Simonson.
It's Glenn Whitmore. Yeah.
It was Glenn. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, Glenn Whitmore. And then real quick, just because you were talking about his samurai stuff, at CrossGen, he did do one issue of The Path.
Oh, did he? He did the entire issue?
What?
Yeah, you were there.
Yeah, but he wasn't there. I don't remember what you guys were doing.
No, he wasn't there. But yeah, he did one issue of The Path.
Wow.
He actually told so Mike Attia colored it, and he told Mike it was the favorite color job he ever had at this time.
Mike was good, or is good. I assume he's still coloring.
Yeah, he is. So this is funny. When this 2-page spread came in, Mark Alessi looked at it and he couldn't understand. He's like, he goes, why did he crop the figure like that? That doesn't make any sense. And we're like, it's Walt. That's awesome.
Yeah. Actually, seeing this page, I do remember this now.
What figure did he crop?
Look at the very top of the page, the guy standing on the bridge.
Oh, yeah, because he has him in the next panel. So what do you care?
Yeah.
Look how dramatic that is.
What issue number is that? The Path?
The Path number 5.
5. Okay.
Are these all double pages?
Do I have this book?
Yep. The whole book, the whole series was double page spreads.
That's pretty neat. Yeah.
Every issue. And then for a few pages, he got to play around and do this style.
Like a woodcut or Chinese.
Yeah, kind of like a woodcut type thing. So it's a flashback. So to make it, unique, I don't know if that was his choice or Ron who wrote it. If I can't remember, but it came out cool.
That guy's getting his head lopped off.
Look at that! Look at that! Oh my God!
Was Alessi having a cow when these pages came in?
Probably these, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. These,
but I don't know.
They're awesome.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah, but this is not something that would have registered with Alessi, I don't think.
No, I don't think so.
Good for him. Sorry.
And then it gets back to the main story stuff.
I love that bird. Right here. Bart.
Nice.
Bart did a great job.
Yeah, there you go.
Great job.
This color job's got almost a Lynn Varley vibe to it.
Yeah, very controlled.
Yeah, and
Very
muted,
tonal versus a
Yeah.
lot of color.
like when she did 300 over Frank.
Mm-hmm. And that was it. That's the
Oh,
job.
look at that
So
last
threw
page
that
is
in for
cool.
That's the job.
threw that in for good measure.
And I assume he got paid because this is before they ran out of money.
Yeah, yeah, because the path went on for a very long time. So yeah. Well, they reprinted it in landscape hardcover landscape format in France, I think.
Oh wow.
So, because the whole book was 2-page spreads, like every issue was 2-page spreads. So
Interesting. How did they get away with was it inside cover in page 1?
well, page 1 was just 1 page, and so was the
okay.
last page.
Okay.
Yeah. And then after that, it was all.
It was a fold out.
Yeah.
Like Playboy.
Yeah. So there you go. That was
All
it.
This was a
What did you
great
have
show.
for good
This was a lot
measure?
of
No
fun.
visuals, Aaron. Good measure. What was your third one?
Oh,
We're
man.
gonna do a third.
No, I had man.
We're not showing visuals, just saying. So it was Manhunter.
Yeah.
Billy, did you have a third one?
Yep, sure did. Let me just see which one it was, so I get it. Oh, Orion, but I figured everybody else would have done.
Oh
it.
yeah, dude. So I was only going to pull one issue of it, and it was issue 5 where he fights Darkseid. Because at the top
cover.
Yeah, but what he did that was really cool is at the top and bottom of like every page, he did the crowd reacting and stuff.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yes.
Oh, that's neat.
During the fight, it was always at the top and bottom. He showed and they were always, monochrome colored and stuff. And it was just, like I said, this is the only actual. I might have 2 issues, but I mean, just ballsy as hell. So
you got a super chat from Charlie's London.
Hello,
I know, I see that. That's late for you over there. What's up, Charlie's? Thank you for that $5. Evening, beautiful people. Great to catch you live. Amazing as always. I've been up editing a new intro for my channel. Just premiered it on YouTube. Well, that's cool.
You guys should go
Very
check that
cool.
out.
You should post the link.
Yeah, Charlie's.
And thank you very much. You are up late. Okay, so that was yours. Art, what was your? Oh, yours was Aliens,
It was
right?
Alien, yeah.
Mine was Alien also.
Yeah.
What about you, Dan?
It was X-Men Titans.
Ah.
Yeah.
I knew there'd be a lot of crossovers.
Oh yeah, mine was the.
Yeah, but you know what's
issue where he
amazing is
fights
we
Darkseid.
didn't cross over. Those are things we never showed, but we could have stepped all over each other and we didn't.
Right. Right.
I was editing as we went.
Dude,
that's the one I was talking about.
Dude, I've got that Batman story where he's got the little short ears.
Yeah.
I wanted to pull that story up, but I couldn't for the life of me find where it was from or how to find it. But it was in that book. It's like not maybe even page 1, but it's maybe not. But he's got the stubby ears, and I thought that was the coolest Batman I'd seen in forever.
I think one of the coolest Green Lantern. There's a Green Lantern like pinup or something in there, right?
Yeah,
there's a lot of
he's
like
coming out at you.
Yeah, I just remember that was so freaking.
That's a great book. That's the one. Look at
that's it.
Dan, it's issue. It's
4 something, right?
450.
Detective
Comics.
of the
Detective. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that would have been on my list, but I could, like I said, the only place I'd ever seen it was in that book Andy's got.
Wait a minute.
So,
that's the Green Lantern one. The fist out and that face up there. It's so good.
I love this book.
Is there a Metalman story in there?
There is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
man, I
did
keep
Metalman
flashing
stuff.
back on that. Yeah.
That was the one we missed in the Metalman.
Andy, can you go big?
Oh yeah. It's got Metalman. It's got actually another one I was going to show as a backup was the 2 issues of Hercules he did Unbound where he finally inked himself.
Oh.
Yes. Oh God, it's so good.
Yeah,
it's Kirby-esque.
Yes.
Well, before this, he was being inked by like Bob Layton inked an issue, Wally Wood inked a couple. Let me see the Metalman stuff.
How cool would that be?
Yeah, Simonson inked by Wood. Very interesting.
Yeah.
There's some of the Metalmen.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Always.
It's got Dr. Fate. And when this book came out, it was actually, wow, it was $20 back in 1988. That's kind of pricey for back. Oh yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Dr. Fate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Henry Jeremic brings up Battlestar Galactica, which was another great one.
Oh yeah.
Or how about his work on Star Wars?
Star
Wars issues.
Hey Andy, find the redhead in that Dr. Fate story. I remember
the redhead.
Yeah, I was like, man, she is smoking.
All right, I'll find it real fast, just for you, big guy. While I'm finding it, let's go around the horn real quick. Aaron, you're first.
Kit Carter, Planet Doom, graphic novel, 64 pages of wonderful goodness. It'll take you back to the days when you used to love comics. There you go. It's on Indiegogo. You can't find it in the search engine because I'm shadow banned, because I'm a conservative, gosh darn it. But if you go to the, I'm sure Andy's got a link posted someplace. If you don't,
I do down below.
That's right.
Never get an answer?
You can go to kitcarterplanetdoom.com. How about that?
Oh,
and
yeah, baby.
There you go.
Did we never get an answer about the shadow ban? Was it just
no?
Never got an answer.
No answer.
Crazy. Crazy.
Somebody told me that they're thinking that they're preparing for sale. Like Indiegogo is going to go up for sale.
Oh joy!
Yeah,
you always hear just like rumors and stuff, so I have no idea.
All right, Art, this is for you.
Yeah, like she just had a T-shirt on, like a dress shirt. Yeah, I was like, man, oh no, it's a robe.
It looks like a muumuu.
You misremembered it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, how
there
old
she
is
goes.
this sucker? This
Looks
like
like
30 years old.
Something really good.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the Anne Margaret, not Kathy Griffin.
Yeah.
No,
shit.
No, Kathy.
Oh, gosh.
All right, Tooch, you're up.
She 30th anniversary original art edition is on its way here. We should have it this week. We'll definitely have it this week at the studio. And got our new challenge coins came in today.
Beautiful.
The She 30th anniversary.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
With a beautiful pearlized insert, whatever that is.
Hey, hold on real quick. Hate to interrupt. Walter Simonson himself. Hey, folks, just found this. Am I going to be too embarrassed to go back and watch this whole thing?
Yes,
I mean, we're just gushing all over your work for 2 hours.
If you wear a raincoat, Walter, you'll be fine.
That's right. Yeah. A lot of love being spread around. A lot
of jobs. You'll go, oh my God. I remember that.
Yeah. We dug deep too. So
that's right. We dug so deep because Graham still has his screen up that we can bring up Walter Simonson. This is your life. Boom.
Nice. Excellent.
So there you go.
I love this.
Yeah.
All right, Art Thibert.
Art Thibert. All right. Spotlight's on. Black and White, Man vs. Machine, Volume 2 is still in demand. Always, Walter. Always. Thank you for everything you've done for all of us.
Yes.
So it's still in demand. It's going to be there for a couple more weeks, and then it is going to be closed down. So if you are thinking of picking up a book, do so very, very soon. We are also in fulfillment, so you won't have to wait very long. So we're about halfway through the fulfillment process. Books are going out every day, so keep an eye out for the mail. And if you back Black and White, you should get your book very, very soon. And also, next on the schedule is my art book. So Oodles of Doodles and other stuff too. My art book. This is going to be my next campaign. We are going to do a volume, a second printing, I should say, of this bad boy. And we're going to try to do some extras this time. So maybe a different cover. And we're going to add some extra pages in the stretch goals. So we can customize this bad boy for everybody. So thanks to everybody that supported Black and White. And look forward to Oodles of Doodles and other stuff too.
There you go. Great.
Okay. Return to Monster Island is still in demand, so you can still hop on board that. Ghost of Matacumba Key is still fulfilling. We just started shipping out the CGC books, so you're starting to get that one's a process, but we did begin shipping them. So if you've been waiting on those, they should be arriving relatively soon. And then tomorrow night on my channel is the Landing Party, the new Star Trek show that I've been doing with Anna, the Star Wars girl, Ron Garney, and of course our very own Lieutenant Commander Aaron Lepresti. And tomorrow we're actually doing the very first Star Trek episode filmed. Seasonal episode, and that is the Corbomite maneuver. We're doing the shows in the order they were produced and not aired. So tune in for that tomorrow night at 8 o'clock.
Excellent.
There you go.
You think you can bluff me, Doctor?
Three things. Number one, Black Flag in demand. Working on it. Take a look at the campaign if you haven't yet, but I'm pretty sure all of you have. Thank you very much for that. Second, I got my copy of Black and White Man versus Machine, and it is gorgeous. I bought that layout of page 2, which I'm so happy to see. Not only is it a layout, but when you open it up, you can see he was trying different poses for Whitney. So I love that stuff. I love the thinking. And then lastly, number 3, if you are in the East Coast, especially if you're in the South, check out the SC Comic Con this weekend. A lot of great guests, a lot of really big guests, including Andy Smith and myself. You can also meet none other than Mr. William Shatner, you Star Trek fans. So come on out to the SC Comic Con. If you're interested, take a look at sccomiccon.com.
I will miss you boys there too. Sorry that I won't be able to attend this year.
Damn.
Next year.
No, that's okay. And Kor-Drath, the Awakening sign-up page, go sign up. The campaign will be launching in less than 2 weeks. If you go to the sign-up page, link is in the description below. You can watch the trailer. I could play it here, but I'd rather have you go there and sign up. So go do that. Thank you all for joining us. Next week, it will be on Art's channel. So he'll have an awesome topic as always.
Yeah,
and,
we're going to have a lot of fun.
Oh, you know it. And we appreciate you guys. I hear on the Star Trek show you do, Graham, that Aaron, for some reason, is the red shirt. I'm not quite sure what that means, but, that's cool. He looks good in red. So
yeah, well, he can get rid of me at any time. He can just dump me and then, keep the show moving.
There you go. Okay. Thanks for joining us. We're going to get out of here. Everybody have a great night, great rest of your week. And bye-bye, everybody. No outro